Oh, he's in 4 as well. What character does he play?
He plays Forky, the Fork.
Did not bring up that he currently lives in Birmingham.
Absolutely, we did.
No.
I'll search the clips from last week.
Please do. Watch the whole show.
I remember we brought it up.
We brought up that he currently lives in Birmingham, not that he was from Sanford.
Birmingham.
He was from Birmingham, or he went to school in Birmingham.
I'm pretty sure Jim said he
pretty
moved.
sure. Okay, you're already backing off, sir.
Okay. Well, I know we talked about him being from Birmingham.
I don't know that he's from Birmingham. He went to Sanford. Is he from here?
Not that big a deal. I was just we'd recently talked about the guy, and a funny character on Veep, and I didn't know he was in Toy Story 4.
Funny character in Toy Story, one of the better new ones in my opinion.
Forky.
Yeah, Forky.
But he's living back here.
That's what I'm told.
What's his name again? Tyler.
Tony Hale.
Tony Hale.
I will not forget that he's living back here.
Yeah, we'll never forget it.
I got it.
Yeah, he's here now.
We need to get him in studio.
And he went to Samford, not Stanford.
Samford.
Yeah.
They always have the merch that says Sam,
And
not
he brought that up too.
Yeah.
He goes, we even leaned into it. Sam, not Stan. Yeah.
I saw an episode of Veep the other night. I was flipping through and just stopped and decided to watch that episode of Veep, and it was the one where he's having to fish through the garbage to find something for the vice president. Her garbage, something important got thrown out, so he's fishing through the garbage.
I've never watched that, but people tell me I'd enjoy it. That it's pretty funny.
Hilariously funny.
I've never watched it. I like Louis Dreyfus. I think she's very funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. The Conor O'Gara Show with me tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Time. Live on this platform?
So,
this very platform.
Yeah, this very platform. Real quick, his whole thing is get a story that you've never told on the show. He said, do you think Jim has one? I said, I don't know if he does or not. I said, but if he does not, have you ever heard his honeymoon story?
Yeah.
And he said, I have not. And he was very intrigued. So be prepared for that if you don't have one you've never told on the show.
Oh, I don't know what I've told on the show. It's been 17 years.
I know. It was tough for me to think of one.
20 years with Brown.
But be prepared to tell the honeymoon story. He seemed intrigued by the honeymoon story. He's never heard it.
I sort of retired that one. Hung that one in the rafters. I think you told me I'd said it too many times.
I don't think you could tell it too many times.
Well, I'll tell you, Connor texts me. I'll tell you what I said to Connor when he asked me about it.
What? A show or a story that Jim's never told?
Brown teased that Dunaway has a never been told on the air honeymoon story.
No,
I said that's Brown sarcasm. Dunaway has told that story no less than 1,000 times.
I think I said the opposite. Jim's told it on the air, but if you've not heard it, you need to hear it.
It sounds like some wires were crossed.
I was complimentary of it. I think it's a funny story.
Every speaking engagement for about 12 years too.
Connor's never been.
Does Tony Hale live in Birmingham?
I think I heard that on this podcast, this Southern blog.
Yeah. Southern blog
that I follow.
Brooks, do us a graphic on where Tony Hale has lived.
Question of the day.
Is he related to Jimmy Hale?
The Mission.
Oh, could he be?
Maybe.
He be?
Never know.
Or Jamie Hale.
Jamie Hale. 3340.
Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.
Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now on a Friday. We just found out Lance flew over the Bermuda Triangle, and nothing happened to him.
I think a lot of people do.
Well, I'm just saying.
They don't know it?
Well, it used to be like We've talked about this before.
First of all, a lot of people don't understand where the Bermuda Triangle is.
That's right. They think it's like Cuba and
yeah.
It's 3 islands in the Caribbean, right?
No, it's in the Atlantic.
If you look at Bermuda is almost a straight shot. If you were going directly east from South Carolina.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when they think Bermuda Triangle, they think a triangle from Miami to Cuba to Puerto Rico back to Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Since the West Wing episode in the early 2000s, I've not trusted maps anymore.
Here you go.
Lance is enlightening me here. I never thought Bermuda was that far north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it does involve South Florida. I mean, it starts in Miami and does go to Puerto Rico. I'm just saying I think a lot of people think Cuba is the other stop, and they don't know that Bermuda is that far north.
Yeah, anytime you've flown out of Miami going to Europe, you are going through the Bermuda Triangle.
So technically, when I flew Atlanta to Jamaica on my honeymoon, I probably flew over a corner of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, you probably did.
Because we were over water there.
It's pretty freaky. You know, I told you guys I was reading, I just finished, it's called Ghost Ship. It's about the Mary Celeste. It's the probably most infamous maritime, I guess you could call it a disaster mystery, where they found, this ship just floating in 1872. All their provisions were there, but all 10 crew members were gone. And so that was in the Bermuda Triangle. But that was, one of the main, since then it's like 600 boats, 50 plus planes have gone missing. There's some crazy stories out of the Bermuda Triangle.
I never knew it was that big, though. Everything goes through ships, planes. I always thought it was a very small thing that literally planes avoided it. That we got to. Well, it's going to take us 10 minutes longer to get there because we got to avoid the Bermuda Triangle.
When Lance just told us he flew through it, I said,
touched it.
Yeah, I said
they don't come on the. By the way, he didn't come on it. Hey, everybody, we're over the Atlantic. We're cruising through the Bermuda Triangle.
Look out your window.
Yeah, look out to the left side and look at the abyss.
You'll see all the wreckage.
Right side is hell. You can see it opened up over there.
I just said. Yeah, what if that were? Oh, there's how you get to hell. Yeah, come to me. I just told Dunaway.
Leave your tray tables down.
I told Dunaway it doesn't get as much pub anymore than Bermuda Triangle. When I was a kid, and we've joked about this, like I thought quicksand would be a much bigger deal when I was an adult. You always worried about quicksand in the woods.
And this.
And the Bermuda Triangle. You're like, that's how I'm going to die. I'm either going to get sucked into quicksand or my plane's going to go down to the Bermuda Triangle.
As a product of the 1900s, there used to be big deals. Both those things.
That's right.
Quicksands and the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, you don't hear much about the Bermuda Triangle.
Now, most people believe it is the magnetic fields, and there is something legitimately about that where people, and this would affect when equipment wasn't as advanced as it is now, it would affect the compasses, and like pilots and boats would get really, really thrown off. There's so many different theories when it comes to the Bermuda Triangle. Pirates are a big one. Aliens are a big one. Yeah. The interesting one I thought was a time vortex. They're talking about there is another time passage that you can go through.
Kind of like you've seen the Final Countdown, the old war movie, where the aircraft carrier gets and they have to decide whether to stop Pearl Harbor. It's an interesting concept. I don't know if people think it's a good movie. I liked it when I was a kid.
Yeah, Atlantis is another theory too.
Yeah.
We're always digging for
the lost city of Atlantis is in the
Bermuda
Bermuda Triangle.
I've never seen Interstellar. Really, is that what it's about as well?
No.
Time jumping.
Well, it's time related. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You land on a planet.
Pretty good there.
Different galaxy. Yeah. How fast did he age in Interstellar? It was rapidly, right?
Yeah, I forget what the exact math was for the time dilation, but he goes and then he comes back and his daughter is now older than him or something like that.
Yeah.
So if I live in Puerto Rico and
San Juan,
and I do a lot of work in DC or Virginia, buddy, I am if I'm the Puerto Rican delegate in the United States Congress, boy, I fly over that Bermuda Triangle constantly.
Yeah, I'm about to do a deep flight over it on Monday morning.
This is why we were talking about it, because you're about to test it again, aren't you?
I am.
So you fly out Monday morning?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I fly out from Atlanta at 6 a.m., so I got to figure out what time I'm leaving Birmingham, which I would think is probably pretty early on Sunday morning.
I would say Saturday. You fly out Sunday morning? Monday morning.
You're
driving to Atlanta Airport?
I'm doing the groom shuttle.
Oh, okay.
Because, I did that on the way back.
That's right.
Very simple. Park over there. It's like $50 a person.
Okay. That's going to be an early departure there.
It is.
Yeah. Stay up all night so you can sleep on the plane.
I don't think I'm going to do that. But
why don't you just go to Atlanta, stay in a hotel. And then
Yeah, I was going to recommend that one.
Okay, so
there's a little hotel in North Atlanta called St. Regis.
I was able to.
You ever stayed there?
It's been a long time. They got too expensive on me.
That old hookup disappeared, didn't it, Lance?
Yeah, so we have a wedding tomorrow, and then she has one of her best friend's weddings in Nashville on Sunday, which I've gotten out of. I'm like, I've got to be able to stay back and get everything together.
That's right. Yeah.
So
when I think of you, I think of packing.
So she won't be back till late Sunday night after all the festivities.
Yeah. When she walks in Sunday night, you'll be like, "Hey, I was not able to pack any of your stuff."
Craziest thing happens.
It started Bullet.
Yeah, but Bullet.
We've got dog sitter. It's going to be a pain in the ass. But yeah, I will be flying over the Bermuda Triangle. So if I disappear, we'll know what it is.
That's right.
Hopefully, I can give you guys a signal from the other side, whether it's next life or in one of these vortexes or from an alien ship. So this might be my last time broadcasting here.
Oh man, let's don't say that.
In this place, we're on XM over there. Oh really? Oh, fantastic. That's where we are. Do you
ended up? Think the aliens are watching the World Cup?
Yeah. It's been pretty entertaining.
I mean, that I just don't like the 0-0 draws.
I didn't see that. I only watched one yesterday. It was the Americans, the 3-2.
That was a lot of action.
That was a fun
stoppage time, the official term there, 98th minute. We had so many chances to put them away with our backups. I mean, I hate the Turkish fan at the end doing this.
Oh, I know.
At the American fans.
You're going home, dog.
Yeah, I'm like, please, we played the backups.
Yeah, you're going home.
You guys were playing for pride.
Yeah, I did not like the Turkey fans.
Well, that coach is getting
not at all.
The coach is getting canned.
I read that this morning. That was his last game.
At least he went out on a bang.
I know.
Is he the old guy that used to smell his underarms?
No, I think he coached Germany.
That was Tom Asbury.
But these guys bounce around. It's not like our guys.
It wasn't
coached North Carolina before he coached the Americans.
It wasn't his underarms. Remember, he got caught on camera scratching his butt and then went.
He did his butt too.
Yeah.
Butt in his underarms.
Yeah, I think that was the German
I thought it was
coach.
the same guy.
I didn't think that, but it could be.
Google soccer coach smells butt crack.
Because you may want to be a little more specific than that.
I know the U.S. coach that we talked about the other day, who's making $6 million.
Pochettino? I love this guy. This guy.
He came out and he talked about who cares if we win 3 games for the first time ever if we lose our first game in the knockout. The thing I would say, and I don't know if you guys would agree with this, once you get to the knockout round, it's going to be all about depth. And, you tried to see some depth last night. The defense is night and day when you don't have that starting lineup.
There's no doubt about it. You know your weakness and your depth.
It was defense.
It was defense, yeah.
I mean, that was a Turkey team that their first 2 matches didn't score a goal.
Their first goal was that goal they scored on us, right?
Yeah. For the record, they're wanting to talk sports. I'm trying to talk German coach smell butt crack. It always gets spun. It always gets spun the other way.
I just asked if the aliens were watching the World Cup.
It always gets spun the other way. I started with Bermuda Triangle, and now German coach smell. What's his name?
Joachim Low, the former manager of the German team during the 2016 UEFA Euro tournament. He was caught on camera adjusting himself, scratching his buttocks, followed by immediately sniffing his fingers.
I remember it.
What's the name of it? Does he not look like the Turkish coach?
Now that you show it, he does. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
put glasses on him. They look a lot alike.
What's the name of the Turkish coach?
Yeah, who's the old boy?
Is that a gaming chair?
I don't know. They've got those big.
They've got those like the ridges that go out wide.
Normally, those are people that sit in gaming chairs are either gamers or like fat people, right?
The benches look very comfortable though in the World Cup. I mean, it looks like they've got. It's not just the steel benches you sit on in rec league.
The head coach of the Turkish team is Italian manager Vincenzo Montella.
Well, of course, I'd change my name and nationality too if I got caught on camera smelling my butt crack.
Right. I think same guy.
Yeah, I'd relocate. Out of the public eye for that.
Probably to Turkey.
It's out of the public eye.
So the Americans lose last night, but the game meant absolutely nothing except for a little momentum. But everybody was into it last night. Give me cut 2, Tyler, if you will. We'll jump into our post-game sound brought to you by the home of the World Cup, our friends at Central State Bank. They keep it local.
They do indeed. It is the bank that is big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you, because they are a local bank, and that matters, man. If you have never dealt with a community bank, it is a different world when you deal with a community bank. The people that are making the decisions that impact the dreams in your life, everything from buying a car to owning your own home or business, Central State Bank, the people that make those decisions, they live in your community. They go to your churches. Their kids go to your kids' schools. They're at the same ballparks and restaurants. They are a community bank, and that is massive. Central State Bank. They've got locations throughout all of Central Alabama to serve you. You can find one of those and start that dream in your life with Central State Bank, and they'll be with you every step of the way. Big enough to meet every need, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, before you play the sound, give me the still shot there, Forrester, if you just punch it up real quick. Lance, would that backdrop not look good behind us?
It is busy.
Yeah, I would love it because, I mean, how many sponsors you got there?
Is that 10? I counted 10 quickly.
Okay.
10 different ones? Is
But
it
then
10,
you've got
10
your-
to 18?
Yeah, but you got your smaller sponsors. Like they've got 2 levels. Like I think $1 amount gets you in those top 4. But notice how the McDonald's and all that is a little bit smaller.
I
That's
don't know really what you're getting out of this with it being as busy. This reminds me of Chip Brown on his little lower ticker.
It was big.
I mean, he's got that many sponsors.
I mean, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're going to need to tier them.
I think it's 6 different ones in the top level.
Yeah, I counted 18 just quickly when this popped up. 18 title sponsors just for this post-game sound when Mauricio was asked how he still feels about this USA team after the loss going to the knockout round on Wednesday.
This guy.
21 different advertising.
That was your takeaway?
You got 21. I had 18.
Yeah. I couldn't understand him anyway.
Well, no, basically he was like, I'm going to walk in here. All you guys are going to do is talk about the loss.
Yeah.
The loss, we won the division. That was our goal when we started, was to win the division.
He even took a shot at Turkey. He goes, Turkey got their 3 points. They're headed home, basically. Yeah.
So that was his version of being angry. He was I've got to remind you guys we won the group.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now you get a good draw. We talked about who that opponent was going to be. Was it going to be possibly the Ivory Coast or is it going to be Bosnia? It looks like Bosnia is that opponent. And right now, the Americans minus 220 over Bosnia.
That's what I saw last night, minus 220. A big number, right?
Yeah. I mean, relatively big.
But I think I heard on the game, Tyler, last night, this is Bosnia's first trip to the knockout round, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like we're playing England or France or somebody like that. They're new at this. So I don't know why we would.
I saw
How long do
England.
you think Bosnia?
Well, not very long, but they're still new at it.
is a country.
I know, it's not very long.
Since like 1994, right?
Yeah,
that was after the fall of the Soviet Union.
Yes, I'm aware. I know geopolitical.
Do you think right now they're having concerts for Bosnia 250 over there? No, they're not.
Well, when did the World Cup start? 1930?
1930, but they haven't been a country that long. So, of course, it's their first time. They had to get their NIL right.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. Well, it's going to take a second. Was formed in
1994.
You're going to go 94?
I'm with Tyler.
Boy. I think 95. I think 95 is going to be your official start. I mean, they've bounced around a little bit. They've been a lot of different things.
Yeah.
They're as old as the Big 12.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's
Big
right.
12 gets the college playoff every year.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's pretty crazy. England's playing tomorrow to win Group I, and if they win it, or Group L, I should say, if they win it, what they've got coming up, you tell me the craziest. You remember when Auburn went to the Final Four? Who did they beat? Kentucky,
it's every blue blood in
Kansas,
basketball. Yep.
North Carolina. Round of 16, England would have to beat Mexico.
Okay. Mexico is underperforming in this event, though, right?
It's in Mexico City. It's an altitude game, though.
Mexico is?
Yeah, traditionally they're underperforming this.
They usually underperform, but they're having
not this year. Not this year.
Yeah, they're undefeated. But that would be an altitude game in the round of 16. If you win that game, you've got Brazil in the quarterfinals. In the semis, you would have Argentina, and then in the finals, you'd have Spain.
For England?
My Lord.
Yeah, that's what England would have to go through.
That's a climb.
Spain's not making it to the finals, so I don't have to worry about that.
Tyler has said, don't worry about Spain.
Well,
but
I
the
don't
rest
think
of that-
England has after Ghana the other day. And they've still got to beat Panama tomorrow to win the group.
I think they'll handle Panama.
Yeah,
You would hope.
Tyler's got on his 3 Lions shirt.
Yeah. Bandwagon jumper.
I know.
They're minus 575.
No, I ordered it a few weeks ago, and it just now
It's a
got
good looking
delivered.
shirt. I like that shirt.
Yeah.
I like that logo. That's a good logo.
So
that 3
was
Lions.
last night the blue kits you were talking about?
Yeah. The star outlines didn't show up as well on TV, but up close they look really nice.
Yeah, they did. You'd see some of the tight shots when Pulisic was about to come in. I was like, it's a good looking kit.
I didn't like the expanded piping of the red, though. Like, it looked like it was almost... It was raised a little bit, if that...
Baseball stitched, almost.
Yeah, but almost like another layer. Like, I don't even know. But,
Reading this morning, And I thought the same thing. Now, I'm an untrained eye, but when Pulisic came in, even without the starters in there, you could see a difference in the offense, couldn't you?
Dude, that guy's explosive.
I mean, just immediately, and what I read, the description was that they had to rely more on set pieces without him in there, but then it was more free-flowing and guns a-blazing with him out there.
Definitely. Pulisic's just such a fast and dominant player that he can create opportunities just by himself and let everyone else shine.
That's why it seems like they could go on a run with the depth they've got when you've got guys like Chris Richard playing and you've got that defense when you bring in him. Because you did see an instant spark. He seemed a little raw, and that's probably why they played him last night.
Yep.
Rusty, I should say.
Later in this presser with Mauricio, he was saying that everyone was being petty, talking about how they had the chance to win 3 group stage matches for the first time in history. He said, "You guys are being petty.
Hey.
We have a chance to win the whole thing."
Did they give you a trophy for winning 3 group stage matches in a row?
Okay,
then it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
I don't know why anybody would bring it up and focus on it. It's irrelevant. If they don't give you a trophy for it, what the crap does it matter?
That's what he's saying. He's like, let's stop talking about it. Let's go do it.
But
I
I
agree,
do think
right?
coming into this, I think most Americans would be like, we got no chance at winning it. Let's do something we've never done before, and that would be winning 3. I agree with you guys. It means nothing.
But I like his approach. Like, well, screw. I mean, 100 years from now, they're going to say, that team won 3 straight. No, if you win the trophy, they'll remember
they were
you.
saying it on the broadcast last night. Now that you're in this situation, go on and win this game, and to lose it in the fashion they lost.
I mean, I agree you want to win the
punch.
game, but I mean, he can't help that the rules say if you get another yellow card, you're out for the first game of the knockout. He can't help that. That's the rules. So it's the dumbest thing in the world would have been to play one of those guys.
And I'll go full Alabama fan on you. Do you think the Americans would have lost? I got it right. I didn't say Alabama.
I noticed.
Do you think but I'll go Alabama fan on you. Do you think the Americans would have lost if they had all their starters in the game?
No chance.
Absolutely
No, they
not.
would have run Turkey out of the gym. Come on.
I mean, basically, Turkey is Kirby Smart in Georgia. Up in Indianapolis.
And then plus with
better team didn't win.
Better team didn't win. And Turkey had to win it in overtime against our backups. I mean, come on, man. This is insane.
Yeah, it's probably a 2-goal win by the Americans.
Yeah, plus with the way the ref was calling the game last night, you were risking injuring some of your best players. That was absolutely pathetic.
I thought Turkey was trying to goon it up early, it looked like. And their coach, that guy was insufferable. I mean, he was constantly on the field barking at that one ref that's just walking around with a flag.
Do all FIFA refs have to speak English? Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
I mean, just with all those countries, I would think it's the most universal.
But even the ref even the announcer was like, he's barking at the wrong ref. This guy can't do anything about it. But buddy, he was in his ear the entire first half. And I'm like, man, sit down. Your team is going home, buddy.
Yeah, that was some of the worst officiating I've seen in a World Cup. You could have broken out the brass knuckles for the first 70 minutes, and then after the second hydration break, all the little ticky-tack fouls started getting called.
I didn't like Turkey.
Schizophrenic officiating.
You brought up the start time last night. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal.
Oh, I did. I was like, I thought it was like,
damn. I'm just glad there was action because I was fighting it. It would have knocked me out earlier.
2-1 at the half, and I was like, Am I going to go to sleep?
Yeah, I wanted them to get up a couple of goals.
Me too. I wanted it to be pretty comfortable so I could go to bed.
And then I was like, I poured a bourbon. I sat down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna hang out here. And then when we scored quickly again, I was like, okay.
Oh, when it made it 2-2? Yeah, that was when I was like, well, I can't go to bed now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a 10 o'clock kick tonight between New Zealand and Belgium from Canada. I think they're playing in Vancouver. Why can't we get that with Norway and France? Why do we have to have the early game Norway-France?
What is it this afternoon?
That's the best one of the day.
Oh, yeah. It's 2 o'clock kick, and it's for the group.
Yeah, but it's you have to remember that if 14.8 million Americans watch it, 1.42 billion people around the world watch it.
Yeah.
So,
I guess
prime time, Norway and France.
Yeah, prime time in those countries. Yeah.
I mean, that is a 8
when the
o'clock
Yankees
kick.
and Dodgers play in the World Series in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why are we starting this at 5 o'clock local time?
Hey, I'm being a selfish American.
Yeah, I know.
really don't care about, and I bet they wouldn't really care. A bar at Friday, Saturday in the morning.
That's the weekend, and Europeans don't work in the summer, do they? So they're probably off.
And every time I've gone to a place here to watch the game, they're packed.
Oh, yeah.
There's plenty of people watching the game no matter where you go.
Very much don't always know what I'm watching, but I very much enjoyed watching it. I would say that.
I'll echo what we said yesterday. The problem with this sport is that this is really cool, but then it goes back to normal
That's right.
soccer. after this, and it can't all be the excitement of the World Cup. There's something about people playing for their country that makes it more interesting.
Well, here's the great comparison. When the Canadians roughed it up, when they booed our national anthem and our boys went and fought them in hockey, right? And then they played again for whatever that was. I don't even know what I was watching. It was like the
World Cup.
The World Cup or whatever they played for. I watched that game, you remember? And then Canada won. We finished second.
You were a hockey fan then.
You know how many NHL games I watched after that? Not again until the Stanley Cup Finals. This will be the same way. I mean,
you
this
watch the Americans win the Olympic gold?
Yeah, I did watch that. Yeah.
So what you're saying,
though.
you're not a soccer fan.
I'm an American
And you're
fan.
not a hockey fan. You're an American.
I'm an American fan.
Yeah. And that really is. I mean,
that's the beauty of this event.
LT joked with me yesterday that I was going to say the biggest soccer moment was Brandi Chastain, but it was a big moment, even though it was women. It was a big moment because it was 99,000 people at the Rose Bowl.
Was packed.
It was watched on ABC, and it was the Americans winning.
No, I get it. I was just saying, like, they were expected to be that far, maybe not win it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always an expectation with the women's national team.
One of my favorite moments was, and I don't remember I think it was in the Women's World Cup, where it was very controversial and they threw one of our girls out, so we had to play a man down the whole game. And then we're behind. Do you remember this story?
Yeah, it was against
Germany, I think.
Germany.
Yeah, and we score with no time left. I mean, just this crazy out of nowhere goal. And that's just the American spirit, man. They had us a man down. And we said, screw you.
Yeah.
We're going to go win this game.
That's what Freebird's all about.
That is absolutely what Freebird's all about.
Our new national anthem,
It's why
Freebird.
if we can the Star Spangled Banner, which they play too fast. I told Dunaway, I think our Star Spangled Banner version that they do in the pregame is too fast. It's like they're struggling to keep up with the lyrics. I don't think it's played that fast normally.
Well, yeah, I mean, why would you speed it up? The pregame festivities
That's some
take
of the best
forever.
part. Yeah, I mean, like the Turkish national anthem drug on and on and on.
See, I believe they're all. I believe there's a time limit, but you say there's not.
Well, it seemed like the Turkey one had 8 verses, and then they get to the Star Spangled Banner, and it's like they got that thing on 2 times speed.
You know what song you can speed up and it's okay?
What's that?
Freebird.
Explain to me after LT tells us about Hoover Toyota, why we have to have those little iPhone name tags behind some of those people that are sitting at midfield in the suites.
Okay.
You ever see those cutaways and they're like iPhones turned sideways and it's got their names on it right there? I want to know what's going on there.
Is Brad Pitt the only 60-plus-year-old man that could get away with wearing a bucket hat?
He still looks pretty good, though, doesn't he? I mean,
I don't think 30-year-old guys are supposed to wear bucket hats.
Well,
but I mean, he can wear anything he wants.
It's big on the golf course because it protects you from the sun. But out in public, like golf course is one place.
Really, golf? I don't
take
play
care
a
of your ear.
Yeah.
See, like when I wear this hat, it's helping me in this zone right here.
That's right. Yeah,
but it's not helping me at all here.
A lot of people wear bucket hats on the golf course just to. I mean, you only have to see one nose rebuilt.
Oh yeah,
and I've seen it twice from golfers. You only have to see it once.
I got to go to the.
Do you have a bucket hat?
I don't, but I lather on the sunscreen on my face every time I play.
Do people do the Nick Saban Panama Jack hats?
I don't see those much anymore. It's the cloth bucket hats. Yeah.
I did see our friend Scott Peoples yesterday from Hoover Toyota. Wanted me to tell everybody hello. He's doing great. He was in a Tundra yesterday. Yeah. So funny because I pulled up. I parked next to a RAV. I was in my Hoover Toyota, and then he pulls up in a Tundra. A lot of people are driving the Toyotas. Didn't you? What was the big race? Was it the 24-hour Le Mans?
From Daytona to 24 hours at Le Mans. It's all been Toyotas this year.
He said business is great. Wants to thank all the Next Round friends and family out there. Make sure you stop in and see our friends at Hoover Toyota. If you've been thinking about car, truck, SUV, new or used, maybe this is the weekend to pop in and see our friends at Hoover Toyota. They got a fantastic inventory. The on-site finance department is second to none. Currently using those guys right now. They're located conveniently Highway 150. They've got that red carpet program. They're going to roll it out for you. They want to make sure they retain you as a customer for life. They've been doing it for more than 2 decades now, not only in Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia as well. To view their entire inventory and to learn more about our friends at Hoover Toyota, go online today. Go to hoovertoyota.com.
World Cup national anthems rules dictate how pre-match ceremonies are conducted. Require 26-man squads, not just the starting 11, to gather in the center circle and face their respective giant national flags.
So do you guys... Like,
those are
obviously,
big flags.
I've heard the Canadian national anthem a lot.
Canada's good.
Based on, NHL and Major League Baseball.
Good. It's a good anthem.
I haven't been privy to a lot of these anthems.
Yeah.
Outside of our great Francis Scott Key, what would you guys say is one that jumps out to you? Is there one?
Canada's good. I like the French national anthem. It's pretty good.
It's tough to say out loud, isn't it?
Yeah, but they got a good anthem. I'll give them credit.
FIFA plays a pre-approved official instrumental recording of the national anthems. No live singers are used at the stadium.
Well, they had Dan and Shay at the.
Did they speed
during
it up?
The official ceremonies?
Oh, okay.
That was the kickoff.
That was kickoff.
Like, with our legal jargon that we've got to put on certain spots on the back end, and it'll go Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Did they do that for the anthem?
I feel like they did.
It does not say any time restrictions.
Do you know? Can I ask one more question before you? Do you know? So even though the United States is playing in the United States, it's technically treated as a neutral site.
Correct.
Kind of like the baseball regionals, like when they're played in Auburn or Tuscaloosa, you don't always get home field advantage.
Kind of like Alabama when they used to play in Atlanta.
Yeah. It's technically a neutral site, though all the fans were Alabama fans. And last night, Turkey had some fans there.
Georgia SEC championship games, right?
Yeah, that's true. Felt like a home game.
Yeah. No time limit, it says here, that I can find. Let me know. What about the name tags? Why do we have to have the name tags, Tyler? Do you know? At the 50-yard line, that suite where they cut away and they show, I guess, dignitaries from all the countries, and there's name tags behind them. Who are those people? Because Brad Pitt didn't have one.
I don't know.
I assume
Puka
and Ty didn't have one.
But I'll look at it.
I didn't see Puka.
I was going to get you to bring it up. You ruined it. I wondered if he would recognize it.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Scott's got the photo.
Yeah. I screenshotted it and sent it
Would
out.
you have known that's Puka?
Yeah.
He's the one in the middle.
Yeah, I know. the beard is very... So Ashton Kutcher, Ty Simpson, and Puka.
I didn't notice Ty Simpson. Did you notice Ty Simpson live?
Oh, I sent it out, yeah.
But you noticed it live?
Yeah.
A lot
of people, what's interesting?
Somebody texted me.
A lot of people are not. I don't care because I'm not making money off of it. But a lot of people around the country are using my photo, and I can tell because when I took the picture, it's sort of slanted,
right?
And you can see a little bit of my brown wall
in the background. People are using it.
Yeah.
So I immediately noticed Ashton Kutcher. I would never have recognized Puka. And I didn't pay attention to Ty. And somebody texted me and was like, why is Ty Simpson with Ashton Kutcher? And I was like,
Kutcher
what are you talking about?
Hang on to the hat from the last time the World Cup was here in '94.
That isn't a looking at, isn't it?
So the interesting thing
is
is...
a little brown on the side of the
Yeah,
my
so
TV.
people are like, that's going viral across the country.
I don't know if you guys have known this, but Puka's had a little off the field
I've heard.
situation.
Plastic surgery?
Hey, by the way,
so
by the way, not the worst off the field situation in the NFL.
No, you're right. Les Snead and that organization trying to figure out what they're going to do with this fifth year option, which I'm sure they're going to pick up, and he's going to get paid a ton of cash. But more interesting is Ty Simpson can't get any separation. They're saying that Stetson Bennett looks to be the better quarterback, which doesn't really surprise me, but a lot of people are surprised by that.
Well, Puka seems like Ty.
That's been in my feed a lot, is that no separation between the first-round quarterback and Stetson Bennett. It's been popping up a lot. I just haven't brought it up on the show because I didn't know if it was a real thing or not.
Well, I'll tell you this, as a Rams fan, God forbid that Matt Stafford was to go down, but I would much rather see Stetson Bennett under center than Ty Simpson.
I apologize to the chat and Tyler. It is Ashton Kutcher.
Correct.
Kutcher.
What did I say? Kutcher?
Kutcher.
My apologies to the Kutcher family.
I think it's Ashton Kutcher.
Well, the chat disagrees with you because I said the same thing, and Tyler disagrees with you.
I've never heard it pronounced that way until today.
Okay, Kutcher with a U.
I just looked it up. Phonetically, it is supposed to be Kutcher, but I guess he pronounces it Kutcher.
Okay, well that's like Jordan and Jordan. If you look at Jordan Hare Stadium, it looks like Jordan.
Kutcher.
Yeah,
I've heard Kutcher.
Yeah.
But some of that is regional, like Jordan. It's not like if you go where my wife was born, like down in Clay County, everybody with the last name of Jordan, they say Jordan. Yeah. So you look at it, it looks like Jordan.
Honestly, we haven't really said his name because he hadn't done anything. He did that FX show where he was the
I noticed him.
plastic surgeon.
I didn't notice Ty Simpson. I never would have recognized Puka.
Yeah, Puka with a beard is a very, very strange look.
He's on the production side now more, isn't he? Ashton Kutcher?
He's on the Mila Kunis side.
He's on
It ain't a bad side to be on.
Yeah, no.
Staying out of the public eye for the most part side.
I can respect that.
He's got some controversies.
So he does, but he's made a lot of money too, right?
Big, him and Mila on the
Human
child
trafficking.
Yeah, which is awesome that they put a lot of resources.
But they've
in
made
it.
a ton of money, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're good.
Well, Ashton Kutcher was also a big guest of the Diddy parties.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, yeah.
that's why A lot of people now are looking at
interesting.
the child trafficking prevention group he started and saying, well, hang on, what's going on with this now?
Gotcha. Okay.
Ruin a good story there,
wow,
Tyler.
thanks, Tyler.
I'm glad I know
Well, at least you got to the
facts.
game, right?
Yes.
That is our opening segment today. When we come back, Nate Oats on with our buddy Ian Fitzsimmons, what he said about the Michigan opening. Most of you have seen that already, and basketball schedules are out for the SEC this upcoming year. Did Alabama or Auburn get an advantage over Alabama? Probably about an equal schedule, but we'll tell you who's playing who home and away and who's got home, who got away games in the SEC, and a lot more in college football still to come on the show that's being brought to you by Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys.
Shinara.com. That is the place to go with any legal issue you face. It's Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. And again, when I say any legal issue, I say that often because you probably think of him as a personal injury attorney. He has had great success in that arena. No one would deny that, but he wants you to know that it's not just limited to those cases. Fire and storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment. The list goes on and on and on with Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. This is one last name I know I'm saying right, Tyler. It is Shinara. Shinara.com, Shinara.com. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Alexander Shinara, Shinara.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice: Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Rolling on to the next round today, LT, D&B with you. The guys behind the glass, Tyler and Forrester and Brooks back there. Brooks handling everything social media. Next Round Live. At Next Round Live, we'll tell you what Brooks is up to on the socials a little bit later on in the show. Before we do lanceslock.com, a story I didn't get to yesterday. We're about to talk basketball, but a story I didn't get to yesterday. I joked about it in the opening. It was a bad day for Donald W. Reynolds. For some of you, you caught who I was talking about. Some of you didn't. Donald W. Reynolds is the guy's name that was on the stadium there in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It was Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Not anymore. It is now the Community American Credit Union Razorback Stadium. Thank you, Donald W. Reynolds, for your service, but it is now Community America Credit Union. $5.4 million a year. Community America Credit Union is paying Arkansas to have their name on the stadium.
I saw.
What is the number again?
$5.4 million.
I would have thought more. I would have thought more than that, honestly. Maybe I'm off.
I mean, they're probably getting somewhat of a break just based on Arkansas's performance.
Yeah, I mean, you are buying low.
Yeah.
If you're buying Arkansas football right now, it's as bad as it's been in a long time.
I mean, $5.4 million a year for people to see you at 11:45 on the SEC network.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much value is there. Now, if Arkansas pops up and they become Indiana this year, you get a lot of value.
Yeah. I saw our buddy John Neighbors. You guys know John. John does basically a version of what we're doing here. He does it in Arkansas. I have not seen photos of this. He said, my only complaint about it, it's huge for Arkansas. My only complaint about it is how clunky the logo looks with the Razorback at midfield. Like, you know, the Razorback is the midfield logo at Arkansas, and apparently
they tied into that.
They tied it. That's what John was saying. I have not seen photos of that. I assume John had.
They're putting the name on the field.
Yeah, I understand.
Not only field,
selling your soul to naming rights, but to put it with your logo like that. I mean, I'd have to see it first.
Not just on the field, but midfield with the logo.
I would rather see the Razorback with those old school sweaters stitched on there, and it be a Community America Credit Union sweater.
Did you see it?
I've not seen it. That's what I said.
There's got to be a mock-up. Maybe Jeeves can find it.
I'll see if I can find it.
Somebody Google Community America Credit Union Razorback Stadium field mock-up.
Yeah, midfield or something like that. Yeah,
butt crack.
Donald W. Reynolds. He was a businessman. I wonder, Jim, is it easier because this is going to happen? This is not the last place this will happen.
This is what I was getting to.
Okay. Go ahead and say what you were getting to.
It's easier to take Donald W. Reynolds off and take $5.4 million than it is to take Bryant Denny or Jordan Hare off of it and put whatever.
I mean, that's what I was going to ask, Lance. Do you think it's easier to take businessman philanthropist off or legendary coach off?
And you can't go the other way now. You can't say, well, it'll be Bryant Denny Stadium and we'll call it Community America Credit Union Field because you've gone to a living more successful guy on your field with Nick Saban.
Well, hey, here it is on the outside of the stadium on the screen right now.
Right.
See, I've got no problem with that.
I've watched. Is that from that?
I can't find it on the field.
If that's the video, it is not in the video. I watched that video to see if they showed it. Apparently, John Neighbors has seen it somewhere.
Well, that's got to be a AI, right? Just because of the leaves.
Yeah, I don't think they've got it up.
It's a mock-up.
It's a mock-up.
It's a mock-up. It's a picture.
But I mean, that's tasteful.
But it is much easier to pull to your question, a businessman.
I would think so.
Yeah. But I think there's a price for everything. I mean, one day Barry Bryant's name will be pulled off that 100%, stadium.
And so will Chuck Jordan's. And by the way, Pat Dye's may be pulled off the field, and Nick Saban's, I know it seems crazy right now to think that. Now, his is not on the actual field. It's on the facade.
But I think 100 years, if we're still around, everything's in play.
But the spot that says Pat Dye Field on Jordan-Hare Stadium is worth money that you're not getting if you leave that on there.
Yeah, but you've already got the yellow wood on there.
You do, and that's what I'm saying. I mean,
you're not going to double logo it.
No. But I'm saying, but you made the choice. Like, we're going to put that on the field. I mean, it's worth money right there.
So anybody, we're getting desensitized to seeing these ads all over college football. We will see multiple logos in the next couple of years for sure.
And Arkansas was also announced. I think they were the first SEC team. They're doing the Tyson
on the jersey,
the patch on the jerseys.
They were the second.
With the second,
LSU had the gas fuel people.
Yeah,
combined between those two, how much money are they making?
Yeah, they're doing
Tyson
great.
Makes sense for them.
Yeah. I mean, I give their athletic director or whoever is negotiating this. I mean, Arkansas has they're on the front end
guy, isn't it?
Yeah, the 6'7" guy. What is his name? Hunter Yurachek.
Yeah.
No, Kirby Hokut's Texas Tech. Yeah, Hunter Yurachek, 6'7" guy.
I get those two. They're the same guys to me.
Yeah.
Hunter Yurachek, Kirby Hokut.
I don't know what Tyson's giving them, but would you guess the field plus the Tyson patch is? I mean, it's over $10 million.
I would rather have the patch.
I had to.
Than anything to do with the field naming rights. Yeah. I just think you'll see the patch on highlights. Obviously, if you're watching the game, you're going to see more of the patch than the naming rights.
Yeah. Because we'll use the SEC network for example. Not that Community America Credit Union and Regions battle each other. I don't know if they're competitors or not, but Regions is the biggest sponsor of the SEC network. And if I'm doing an SEC network game presented by Regions, I'm not going to say Community America Credit Union Razorback Stadium. I'm going to say Razorback Stadium.
It's also a mouthful.
Welcome into Razorback Stadium.
Yeah. By the way, that is a conflict. I mean, credit unions or banks, people take their pick.
I mean, Regions would rather people bank with Regions in Arkansas than Community Federal America.
I'm actually a little bit, now that you bring it, I'm really surprised that if Regions, again, I don't know what kind of power they have over the SEC, but that's got to be a big amount of money they've sunk into the SEC and their sponsorship. And if you've got one of your 16 partners going out and getting another financial institution, seems like they're undercutting them a little bit.
No, I don't disagree with you. But now I will say this. Where does Vanderbilt play their football games? What's the name of that stadium?
Fifth Third Bank.
That is incorrect.
I don't know.
First Bank Stadium.
Fifth Third Bank is
that's Cincinnati.
Yeah. So you went aggressive. That's incorrect.
Well, it was incorrect, Jim.
It was the First Bank. What was it?
You said First Bank Stadium. You said Fifth Third.
Fifth Third Bank. First. It's pretty close.
Well, yeah, but First Bank would rather you know the difference if they're going to spend the
that's another one.
Fifth Third Bank's actually 2/3 better than First.
One of the reasons our kegs don't get floated anymore is First Bank is not in this building anymore.
Yeah, that's true. They got after it.
When they had their non-compete still intact and they were coming down drinking every day, it was fun to get to meet those guys. But that is a big bank presence, a big banking presence in that market.
Hey,
but again,
by the way,
I'm surprised First Bank is able to do this with Regions as well.
Yeah.
By the way, Fifth Third Bank is actually Kennesaw.
Oh, that's Kennesaw State?
Thank you.
A cute little stadium.
This is back to your PlayStation.
Yeah, you're learning all these stadiums.
Do they put the logos on there, the sponsorships?
No.
Do they call it Fifth Third? If you play at Kennesaw, do they call it Fifth Third Bank Stadium?
I don't know. I'll have to check that out.
You know, EA's missing something. I would sell a Regions-like package and have every stadium on EA name something.
They have some fake sponsorship things on there, so it's
Why
set up.
Fake though?
It's set up to where you could plug in real sponsors.
It's fake because they haven't sold it yet.
They've had a fake-looking Coca-Cola logo in the game for 20 years.
Yeah. The minute they sell it to Coke, it won't be fake anymore. I
remember right up below my scoreboard at Tulane is some kind of fake Airways.
I mean, I would think Coke and Doritos.
Is it the one from Mad Men?
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be people playing that game at 2 a.m, and
Coke and Doritos,
Taco Bell, fourth meal popping up.
Mohawk Airways sponsors Tulane football.
Hey, the show being brought to you by Lance's Lock and our friends at Hemphill. Tell us about Lance's Lock first.
Yeah, so we were 1-1 in Major League Baseball. We were 0-1-1 in soccer yesterday. World Cup action, some tough beats. We had Japan up 1-0. They ended up drawing with the Switzerland team, and then last night we had Australia. All they had to do was get a win there against Paraguay. They pushed last night. So again, 0-1 0-1-1 in World Cup. We've got more World Cup action. Major League Baseball up and available at lanceslock.com, where you get a free play every single day. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise, home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 years, folks, 70 years plus of compassionate care right here in Central Alabama from our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com to get all the details. Great urologists, 10 locations, and they've been taking care of you for years. Everything from prostate health to kidney stones. 1 in 8 American men impacted by prostate health is so much, and if you get to the cancerous stage of prostate issues, early detection can save your life. So Urology Centers of Alabama with you for every stage of life, from 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and so forth. Stay on top of your health so you know if something changes with your prostate health. Urology Centers of Alabama can do that, keeping you healthy. They handle testosterone treatments, hormonal treatments for men and women, and so much more. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. All right, LT's on this show a lot. 2 of his favorites, Amber and Ian, our buddy Ian Fitzsimmons on ESPN Radio. Last night talking to Nate Oats when they talk about the Michigan opening. Here's Amber and Ian with Alabama coach Nate Oats on ESPN Radio.
Hey, Coach, you know they're going to be calling. So to everyone wondering, how would Maize and Blue look on Nate Oats? Your reaction is?
Well, I've known Ward Manuel for a while, but they've got a coach. I'm very happy where I'm at in Alabama. I've got a pretty hefty buyout for a good reason, because I don't plan on leaving here. So I think hopefully Coach Boynton does really well this year. I mean, I think the plan is that he's there for the year at a minimum. So I think they're pretty well set going into this year. I think it'd be a smart move with the rest they got together to keep some continuity there. So I will not be in Maize and Blue if that's what you're asking.
That's Nate Oats last night on the ESPN Radio. They've got a coach for at least a year, he says. It's a great point there. And then if you're Michigan, you'll see how you like the year. They are keeping some of their players. Elliot Cadeau announcing last night that he is staying, and they had a couple other portal guys that came in to build that roster that said they're staying too. So nobody really exiting yet, that Michigan roster.
Yeah, I saw that they had made Boynton the interim, and they didn't initially say interim for a full year. It was kind of vague, so I didn't know if he was just interim until they found a guy or if they were going to let him coach a year or whatever, and Nate seems to think he's coaching. I don't know that they officially announced that, but yeah, Nate thinks they have.
I think when Ward Manuel made the announcement, it was for the student athlete, the continuity for a year, and then they would reassess.
That'll be interesting, because that'll be a storyline that hangs over that team for a year based on Boynton probably game to game, how he does game to game. But on the Nate Oats side, this is exactly, if you're an Alabama fan, exactly the way you want him to answer the question.
Yeah.
He points out, hey, I've known the AD a long time, but I'm not going there. I'm happy where I am. And he himself brings up the size of the buyout. And I said this on the show the other day. We have all talked about this, that Nate Oats in his negotiations with Alabama, I think has been about as fair as any coach I've seen. He's gotten big raises. He's got more for NIL. He's gotten a brand new facility that's supposed to be out of this world. But with all of that, he has always built in a big price tag for him to leave Alabama.
And he points it out. National interviews. Hey, look, man, there's a reason that big buyout number is there. I agree with you 100%. I do think that their plan is Boynton moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least for this year. And then, but now you've got this roster that was supposed to contend for a national championship again. You can't say you're going to win it, but you're supposed to contend for it. If you don't make the Sweet 16, this guy doesn't keep the job for a year or two, right?
I guess it depends. If he wins 30 games in the regular season and they're a 1 or 2 seed and they end up getting upset, in the Sweet 16 or even the round of 32. I mean. I guess it just depends on, what the season looks like and how this thing. What's interesting, you bring up Cadeau. Like, if you're ever going to tamper with a team when they lose their head coach.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, I would just assume these guys are getting flooded with calls.
And that's happening right now because it was a 5-day window, right? They have, and now they can hit the portal for a certain amount of time.
Once Boynton was named, there's a 5-day dead period, and then they are able to hit the portal.
Yeah. So far, none have announced they're leaving. But to your point, their phone has to be ringing off the hook. But, you brought up the expectations of this team. And let me ask you this. Warden Manuel has already done this once, a national championship coach, and he promoted from within, and it was horrible.
A disaster, complete disaster.
Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a little bit of success on the court this year, or he's going to pull the chute on this guy.
Or he may not get to stick around and make the decision.
I do think a lot of the Sharon Moore was when we saw the 4-game suspension for Jim Harbaugh, and just, some of the big wins, how he handled himself, the players loved him. So probably bought into that moment. They should have gone a different direction. Pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think hindsight tells you they should have. I mean, you're pretty close here, though, to if you're an Alabama fan, I would imagine, and I certainly can't speak for any fan base, but if I'm an Alabama fan, I've now seen the Kentucky job come open when my coach has been really successful, coming off a Final Four run.
Yeah.
And the Kentucky job has come open, and my coach didn't end up there. I'm not saying Kentucky ever offered him or Nate said no or whatever. I'm just saying my coach had just taken Alabama to their first Final Four. The Kentucky job, a bluest of bloods job, came open, and my coach didn't end up there. However, it panned out.
My reporting back then, I will tell you, Kentucky contacted him.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I'm just saying. Then, when my coach had not even more success, but had continued success, Elite 8, Sweet 16, continued success, the North Carolina job comes open. If Kentucky's not the bluest of bloods, North Carolina certainly is. My coach didn't go there, didn't end up there. Now, whether they offered or whatever, I don't know, but my coach didn't end up. And now the Michigan job is open.
Indiana, too, between that. Indiana. His name was mentioned at Indiana as well.
Not quite what they once were, but still a pretty big blue blood. And now Michigan, my coach's home state, where my coach made his bones as a legend, maybe not legendary, but a popular high school basketball coach, has come open, and my coach doesn't end up there, whether he's ever offered whatever. All
right, better.
So I if I'm an Alabama fan, I look at that and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know where I would lose him if I don't lose him to those three. And maybe Duke is the answer if it ever comes open. If Shire takes an NBA job, maybe the NBA is the answer. But boy, I continue just to check jobs off that normally I would have lost a coach to with that kind of success.
Just real quick on the Indiana job, Dusty May, an Indiana guy, interesting. Would you guys, 4 downs question on the fly here, better chance he wins a championship with the Mavericks or ends up back in college coaching Indiana?
Back in college coaching in Indiana.
Back in college coaching Indiana.
He'll probably get a better job than Indiana, as crazy as that sounds, but
I think that's the job he wants. Yeah,
well, if he wants it, I think he would have it one day.
The SEC released the conference schedule, not in the actual dates, but who plays who this upcoming year. Alabama's home and away. You play 3 teams home and away. They, of course, get Auburn. They get Arkansas, who's going to be really good, and Mississippi State. They play both of those all 3 of those home and away. Home games, Florida, number 1 in the country, Georgia, Will Wade gets to come to town with LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and a really good Vandy team. Manageable home schedule, to say the least. The away games, though, Kentucky, really good. Missouri, really good. South Carolina, Tennessee, really good. Texas, top 10, really good. Bucky and A&M, their road conference schedule.
Did you say Arkansas?
Well, Auburn, Arkansas is home and away. I started with that.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Auburn, Arkansas, Mississippi State, home and away.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, A&M. That's a tough away schedule.
It
Auburn's is about the same. Auburn has Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, home and away. Their home schedule, they get Florida, they get Georgia, Mississippi State, Missouri, Oklahoma, Tennessee. And then on the road, they've got Arkansas, Kentucky, South Carolina, Texas, A&M, and Vandy on the road. Those road schedules for both Alabama and Auburn, ouch.
Yeah, I mean, much like football now in the SEC basketball, I mean.
I think of those road schedules, obviously if you take the other rival off the table, like Alabama going to Auburn and Auburn coming to Tuscaloosa, that trip to Arkansas I think is going to be your toughest trip. I mean, he's loading up there. Calipari is. When they are good, that is a difficult place to play.
I think both go to Texas, and Texas is the
never has seemed like a difficult crowd situation.
It'll be different this year,
maybe, but
it'll be really good. And
even before the Moody Center, whatever the name was of the joint they played before that, just never felt like a difficult place to play crowd wise. Arkansas, their crowd makes a difference.
Auburn plays Vandy. It seems like every year at Vandy, Forrester. It seems like you get the, what is it called? The cathedral, the choir, when Auburn's on the road in Vandy, where there's so many Auburn fans in Nashville. In Alabama, and at least in my eyes, they seem like they play at Tennessee every year at some point.
No, they seem like they play every year at Tennessee.
Yeah,
so for sure.
Alabama at Tennessee and Auburn back at Vandy. Let's get to the viewing menu, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Todd Fuhrman joins the show in about 6 minutes. Michelson Laser Vision on what LT and Tyler are watching.
So you have thought about the LASIK procedure. You're not sure if you're a candidate. You need to make that simple phone call that I made way back in 2003, 205-969-8100. When you make that call, make sure you ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You got zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
So, yesterday after the show, I immediately went to the theater to see Jackass Best in Last.
Was it either best or last?
Definitely last, not best though. It was still really funny though.
Okay.
It still makes me laugh until my face hurts.
Okay, good.
Got to see the golf course air horn sketch on screen for the first time. A prank that would make you absolutely
probably. I probably would not enjoy. I would not laugh as much as that one. Yeah.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, the guys get dressed in all camo and hide in the woods in a golf course, and as people are about to tee off, they hit an air horn to make people lose their focus.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. The new stunts, not as great, but still pretty funny. Overall, I'd say it's probably maybe third or fourth in terms of Jackass movies.
So are the old guys still doing physical stunts that would like really bang you up?
Oh yeah, they're still doing it, and you get extended looks at older stunts like the butt X-ray that is about twice as long now, where Ryan Dunn put the toy car all the way up and then goes to the doctor to get it checked out.
I do remember that now. You know, one I didn't remember. One of our listeners sent me. They put a mamba in Kobe Bryant's swimming pool.
Yes.
Yeesh.
How do you get a mamba?
I know. How do you get to Kobe Bryant's swimming pool is my question.
It was real?
It was a real mamba, I guess. I mean, I didn't.
Is that poisonous?
Yeah.
Black
one of the
mamba
deadliest,
is the most deadly
snakes in the world. One of the most aggressive snakes in the world.
Well, why? What if something had gone wrong? What if
I
Kobe
think that's
had
the
walked
question.
out?
That's
Yeah.
always the danger.
Yeah.
I mean, they started off by putting a fish hook through Steve-O's mouth and using him as bait for sharks.
Yeah, and I'm going to say we don't have the antivenom because mambas aren't indigenous to the United States. That would be a problem.
That might be.
Yeah.
But it was a great time. Highly recommend it if you are a fan of Jackass.
Better than Supergirl.
Actually, yes. I had a better time with that movie. Yeah. But today we've got a new release starring Scott Eastwood and Colin Hanks called Lucky Strike. It follows a wounded American soldier trapped behind enemy lines during the Battle of the Bulge. Armed only with a Motorola SCR-300 backpack radio, he must rely on his wits, spycraft, and instinct to thwart an advancing Nazi panzer army and find his way back home. So
I'm going to assume Scott Eastwood is the one finding his way back home. Colin Hanks, who is very awkward to me, is the guy probably trying to, from command center, giving him.
I assume so.
He's the nerd that is forced into action.
Tom Hanks has two very different kids.
Yeah.
I think, like, when he named his son Colin, he got a Colin, but then he named the other one Chet, and he most definitely got a Chet. Also in theaters this weekend, go check out the next reel if you're not aware that LT hasn't seen this. It's Talladega Nights, 20th anniversary.
Doesn't surprise me.
That Lance
has not seen Talladega Nights. Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though
certainly surprised me.
Even though at the time it was out, a coworker of ours.
I have seen that scene.
Yeah, had a cameo in it.
So we now know 2 of LT's 5.
Well, we haven't said the other one.
I haven't said the other one, but Talladega Nights.
Yeah, the chat room was all over.
Yeah,
Were they really?
Yeah, they broke the code.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't even know how we didn't describe the movie
we didn't.
at all.
The chat room, they got some smart people in there.
You'd assume some people in the chat room went and watched the next reel.
That's true.
That could be possible as well. HBO Max has added Undertone to its catalog. This was a horror movie I saw earlier this year about a podcaster who gets a haunted recording for her podcast and starts doing some investigative work. Great sound design in this one. I'd recommend it. And then finally, Netflix has a new release called Little Brother. A tightly wound realtor's picture-perfect life gets an extreme makeover when his lovably chaotic little brother from the Big Brother program suddenly reappears. And it's John Cena as the realtor and Eric Andre as the little brother.
I would not. John Cena does not look like a realtor.
I would agree with that. I've never seen one built like that.
More so than Eric Andre.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's all I got.
That's what Tyler's watching. By the way, is this a real thing or is this AI? Ben Stiller has created a movie called The Dink. It's on pickleball.
I believe so. Yeah, that was, I want to say Variety reported that last year.
Well, is it coming out right now? Is it straight to streaming or what? I mean, it was in my feed. And it's like the guy from...
Premieres on Apple TV on July 24th.
It's a series or a movie?
Movie.
Yeah. So he's playing off a dodgeball, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pickleball version of dodgeball.
Pickleball version of dodgeball. All right, that's what Tyler is watching. Todd Fuhrman when we come back on the show that's brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Don't forget, our Folds of Honor show happens Wednesday night, 4 to 6 at Walk-Ons on Highway 280 and 119, Tattersall Park. Come hang out with us. Special Budweiser and Bud Light drinks helping out Folds of Honor. That's Wednesday, 4 to 6 at Walk-Ons, Highway 280.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champy'schicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Alabama's picked up a 3-star recruit today from right there in Tuscaloosa at Hillcrest. It is from Hayes Fawcett, Jeremiah Beverly, a 3-star edge rusher for the 2027 class. And recruiting continues on in college football. We will get to our buddy Todd Fuhrman in a moment. I was mentioning walk-ons earlier. Walk-ons is a great place to go enjoy lunch and dinner and enjoy the World Cup games as you enjoy that through the knockout stages that start on Sunday. The Americans play on Wednesday. The great TVs at Walk-Ons, the great food, and, of course, the unbelievable beer selection. And we'll be at Walk-Ons Wednesday night again, 4 to 6 for our annual Folds of Honor show. We'll be there 4 to 6, a little specialty show, and then a couple of cocktails, all helping raise money for Folds of Honor. You got great beer prices with Bud Light and Budweiser, and then you'll get a chance to help out Folds of Honor with our annual show there. Walk-Ons, Highway 280 Tattersall, Wednesday, 4 to 6.
All right, let's go talk to Todd Fuhrman. He is out in Vegas, former oddsmaker Caesars Palace. You see him now on CBS, and you can follow him on social media at Todd Fuhrman. What is up, Fuhrman? How are you today?
Doing well, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys are as well this fine Friday morning.
Doing fantastic. The United States did not get a win last night in a meaningless game, but now we kind of see their path to advancing in the knockout stage. Dare I say the United States is getting a decent draw in this knockout stage?
It's probably the best draw you could hope for, and of course there are still dominoes left to fall in terms of what exactly that whole path would potentially look like, but they'll be a massive favorite against Bosnia in the round of 32, north of $2. And the way things stand right now, drawing the winner of Group G, whether it's Egypt, Iran, or Belgium, I don't think either of those opponents would be all that daunting either getting into the round of 16. The problem for Team USA, though, is this is where expectations really start to get ratcheted up. It's a group that hasn't beat European competition now in 12 matches, 2 draws, and 10 losses during that span. So we'll see if we can break through against Bosnia-Herzegovina. But this is about as promising a draw as you're going to get. And I think now this is the money-making stage of the tournament where rubber has to meet the road, and use that as motivation, proving that, hey, we still have a long way to go in terms of our B team, beating a team that a lot of people had pegged as a dark horse coming into the field in Turkey.
Fuhrman, when it became obvious public knowledge that the United States was only going to start 2 of their normal guys in the starting lineup against Turkey, how much did that number move and that result last night? I would assume people were still pounding the Americans in all sports books.
You would be 100% accurate in that. And to try and put things into football context without getting too granular, So before we saw Team USA beat Australia 2-0 and Turkey lose 1-0 to Paraguay in their second group stage games, we'd have been looking at USA against Turkey in this spot right around a pick'em price tag. How much did perception change? You ended up seeing Team USA minus a half a goal, which is massive in soccer, right around that pick'em price tag. So the market moves close to $2. Team USA then makes 9 changes to their starting 11, and it's still didn't stop the money coming in on the Americans in that spot yesterday. It's putting things in NFL terms. Basically, if you're looking at a number 1 seed and the Kansas City Chiefs are benching half of their roster and the odds makers going, you know what, we're going to take them from a 3-point favorite expecting they were going to play everybody against the Denver Broncos and moving it out to -7, but they're not going to play any of their most notable names and faces. That's the impact that public money can have on this tournament, more so than anything else, just because you're going to get inundated with some of that patriotic money that flows in. Curious to see if that trend continues in the round of 32 as well.
People always are amazed. Some of the questions we ask Fuhrman that he's got a ready answer to, and they're like, y'all got to tell him this is, no, we never tell him this in advance, and I'm going to prove it right now. Fuhrman, of all the continents represented, is there a continent whose teams are outperforming their expectation in this World Cup?
It would be Africa, and it would be Africa by a country mile, because if you back out the Tunisians' performance against Sweden, Japan, and the Netherlands, that's a continent that's drawn arguably the most difficult schedule of South American and European competition. So for all the people that want to write off the Moroccos, the Ivory Coast, et cetera, those are the teams I think that'll offer the most betting value going forward. Maybe not enough to win the tournament, but that is no doubt a group that has exceeded some of the pre-tournament rankings coming in and have really gone above and beyond typically being discounted by the sports books.
Todd Fuhrman is with us as we continue on today, brought to you in part by our great friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Fuhrman, there's a sportscaster in town that when he speaks of the Braves, they instantly go into a slump. And recently that has happened. Losing to a series with the White Sox, not as bad as it used to be, Mets, Giants, and now Padres. The Braves are slumping. I think they've lost 8 of 11 as they pick up a series this weekend. How have the Braves' futures changed, and what do you think of the Braves from this point forward?
I think the Braves have some real concerns going forward, especially with that pitching staff, because that was a major concern coming into the year, and they've dealt with a rash of injuries. I mean, leading on Bryce Elder and Chris Sale atop the rotation makes a world of sense. But I don't think Braves fans are all that comfortable with Martin Perez being the de facto number 3. And when you look at the Spencer Striders and company that aren't going to be making a return anytime soon, it's really created some problems for a Braves team that got out to a start that I think was a lot hotter than any Braves fan would have anticipated. You look at that lineup from top to bottom, still some holes that need to be addressed. But maybe more importantly, the objects in the rearview mirror are closer than they appear. And in this case, it would be the Philadelphia Phillies, who I think a lot of us wrote off for dead before they fired their manager and then started to get things together. The Braves had moved out to a $6 favorite to win the National League East when they had, a 9 or 10 game advantage. That number has now shrunk to right around -240, meaning you have to put up $2.40 to make $1 coming back. What is interesting about the Braves overall, though, is that you haven't seen much in the movement for the World Series. And that's largely because, this is a National League that probably is significantly deeper than the AL, but books took on a little bit of liability earlier. So you see them as kind of the third shot on the board behind only the Dodgers and Yankees. But in my opinion, the current form they're in, and we know baseball has all of these twists and turns, that's not a ticket that I'd be getting anywhere close to betting at 10-1. Would be much more inclined to look elsewhere in the NL to try and find a team if you thought they could upset the Dodgers in the postseason.
Okay, level of difficulty about to go up with this question, because I was very impressed with the Africa answer from Brown's question.
By a country mile, he said.
But if I asked you through 79 games, the Chicago White Sox, if you played this team, where would you be? Let's just say $100 per game.
Yeah, you would have quite the windfall of cash. They have no doubt been one of the biggest overperformers in Major League Baseball. Now, if you look at some of their underlying metrics, I don't think any of those are going to be sustainable going forward. But this is a group that would have you up at least 10 to 11 positions, and you have to kind of adjust based on every sports book that's out there. What is interesting, though, about the White Sox is they have been a different team home and road So when you're trying to identify where there's been a little bit of opportunity for the White Sox, you look at their splits, and they're some of the most pronounced in all of baseball. 13 games above 500 at home, so you'd be much more profitable, whereas if you were betting them blindly on the road, it would be a lot more problematic where they're 10 games under. And on the flip side of things, if you're talking about a team that had been the most profitable in baseball away from home, well, we go back to the National League East, where it's the Washington Nationals, 8 games above, but they've typically been installed as major underdogs, given that I'm not sure even the most diehard Washington National fan could name their starting rotation.
Couple of NFL questions for me quickly. One of them, Aaron Donald is lurking in the Rams' future, maybe, coming back to the Rams. If Donald signs on, does that change anything in Vegas with the Rams? Already the favorites, I would assume, to win the Super Bowl.
Already the short shots, and they power rate for me the number one team in the league right now. I do have some concerns about the team offensively, and I feel like we can't ignore the back issue that Matthew Stafford kind of put in the rearview mirror last year. That team was so healthy en route to getting to the NFC Championship. You wonder if they're going to have to deal with a little bit of adversity. But to your point, Dunaway, they are even money to win the NFC West, arguably the best division top to bottom in the entire league. They are the short shot to win the Super Bowl at a price tag right in that 5-1, 5.5-1 range. I don't see any other teams. And of course, this will vary by book, shorter than 10-1 in that market. And if you got Aaron Donald back, and we assume he'll get back to a semblance of the disruptive force that he's been in the past, you'd be looking at that number to shorten even further and probably drop the Rams down to 4-1. So the rich would get richer, and it would be that much tougher for LT to swallow if the Rams didn't go on to win the Super Bowl with that dynamic defense.
I would agree with that, Fuhrman. But here's what I would say. You get no value. Like, that is such a short price in the NFL for somebody to pick who is going to win the Super Bowl in SoFi this year. Like, I always tell people, like, if you like the Rams on a ticket, wait till they lose a game. When you look at that schedule, they're going to lose a game in the first 4 or 5 weeks. You're going to get the price or even longer odds after that. Would you agree?
100%. And it's always, to go to the economic terms, the opportunity cost of tying up your money at a favorite this far out at 5.5-1. I mean, even if the Rams went out there and boat raced the competition, they finished the regular season 14-3 and look like the best team in the NFL by a country mile, that number is going to drop to 3.5-1, maybe 3-1. And you haven't had the opportunity to kind of use that money to bet other games and take full advantage. So I'm right there with you in a league that rewards being the healthiest sometimes more than being the best. There is no way that I'd be looking to tie up money on the Rams at such a short price. At the same time, guys, I wouldn't be betting the Seahawks at 10-1, the Bills at 10-1, the Ravens at 11-1. The closest team for me right now to making that futures portfolio and betting them early would be the Cincinnati Bengals, right around 25-1. If they get a healthy Joe Burrow, which I know is a big if, I mean, that is a team that I think is as good as anybody in the AFC, maybe not named the Houston Texans.
The other question was, I just can't picture the Patriots making it back to the Super Bowl. A.J. Brown changed that in your opinion or no?
I think it makes their offense more dynamic, but it's hard to kind of go in another direction, knowing how limited they were from a pass catching standpoint. I think for me, the Patriots' schedule no doubt gets a little bit harder, but they have been bet over their win total. That number was a little bit anticipatory of acquiring A.J. Brown. We saw that at 9. It got bet to 9.5, and now you have to lay a price if you want to go over 9.5. The hard part in trying to make a case against the Patriots, and I'll say this for the AFC East overall, is that it feels like there's a couple of free spaces with the Jets and Dolphins with the rebuild that they're in right now. And that's why I've had a hard time trying to figure out who the division winner will be there and why the Patriots have such a short price to miss the playoffs right around plus $1.90. I don't think either of those teams, whether it's the Patriots or Bills, are legitimate contenders to win the AFC, but I've been proven wrong. I just think they're going to beat up on some of the teams in front of them, and that's going to be hard to avoid them getting to the postseason and being one of the 7 teams.
On this very day, Fuhrman, in 2025, Bitcoin was at 107,000 per, and that was not even the ceiling. Today, you can find it at 59,000. Do you see a floor soon?
I'd love to say from a technical analysis standpoint that 59 would be the floor, but I still think we have some room to run. So I'm not sure I would be running to plow into the market. And Brownie, if I only had my crystal ball, I would have been able to liquidate my entire stash at 107 and buy back today. And I'd be on a flight probably to come see you guys sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, it's not a luxury I'm afforded as I'm riding these ebbs and flows just like everybody else holding crypto these days.
If you can technically explain it to a layman out there, I think people would pay you to fly anywhere. Because I've never heard anybody that can explain crypto.
Yeah. So wait. If at 107 you would have sold it, you would have made enough money. Now you'd be sitting on that money to buy now back in at 59.
It's lost half its value in a year.
That's why I'm a crappy businessman right there.
But who knows? It was. I mean, at the time, Fuhrman, it was 107. People were saying, "Hey, this thing could hit 200." I mean, there were no there were no signs to sell.
And that's the whole thing. It's the same thing applies from an investing principle standpoint, Bitcoin and the stock market. Everybody always has that little bit of FOMO. They want to buy stocks at the top of the market. Just look at SpaceX as the perfect example for people that were running when they saw it spike after the IPO. Have a better chance to enter the market now. And if it's something that you truly believe in, as things continue to crash or come down, that's where you keep buying in and you improve your weighted cost average. No differently than you look at, betting into the sports betting market. When a team is struggling in the middle of the season, you see their futures price drift out. You can add to that, and you can ultimately take a ticket that you may have had at 8-1, then you have a little bit of 12-1, 14-1, and suddenly that position looks to be a lot healthier if you still believe in that team at the end of the season and don't think it's a sign of things to come.
I did think it was interesting that Elon Musk became the first world trillionaire at $1.18 trillion, and then it crashed, and he lost trillionaire status to $957 billion. And I saw that, and I was like, man, that's like me losing $60 in poker.
Yeah, he didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it's that ain't 60. I bet that's like you losing $5 in
on
poker.
the golf course.
The only thing it hurt was his pride that he could no longer say he was a trillionaire. Otherwise, he did not notice.
Well, he was already the first one. He had planted that flag.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, the wildest stats about all this, when you look at some of that wealth accumulation and you try and put it in perspective, that the four of us are closer in net worth to Jeff Bezos than Jeff Bezos is to Elon Musk. So
I saw that.
Probably opens people's eyes in a perspective that I don't think you can really wrap your head around how much money he's actually got.
That blew my mind.
I thought Bezos was projected a couple of years ago to become the first trillionaire.
Bezos is at, I'll look it up.
No, but I mean, do you guys not remember that?
I
think
do.
he was projected before Musk.
Yeah. Well, apparently Dunaway's not buying enough from Amazon, and that's what keeping Bezos from catching Elon Musk to be the richest man on the planet.
235 to 240 for Jeff Bezos, so he's broke.
2 to 3 Amazon packages a day, it seems like.
Yeah.
So
I see them a lot. I see this guy. I see Bezos's coworkers a lot. That baffled me. Yeah.
And I don't think any of those guys are trying to figure out if they're going to be able to keep a roof over their head or where they're getting their next meal. So we'll just put in perspective that way.
Fuhrman, enjoy the weekend. We always appreciate the time, my man.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Have a great weekend and enjoy some of the World Cup and have fun Wednesday night with the Folds of Honor and bring home a Team USA win for us against Bosnia, would you?
We'll do all we can, brother. Thank you. Take care. That is Todd Fuhrman, at Todd Fuhrman on social media, former odds maker Caesar's Palace. Now he's on CBS with us weekly on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City. What a wonderful human being, him and his wife. They create this wonderful family with 10 kids, and they have this locally owned operation that really cares, and I know that sounds like a business pitch, but they really do care about their customers. I've had so many of our Next Round viewers and listeners say, man, that Greg guy, when he came out, he got on our roof, and it was like he was on his own roof. He got up there, and he fixed one little small thing for us, came down and said, no charge. It was just this or that. He gives you that free, no-cost roof inspection, and then he comes down and lets you know what's going on up there. If you need some major work up there, if you need a roof replacement, maybe. Oftentimes, so many of our listeners are like, I thought I needed a new roof. Greg told me I had 3 to 5 years left on that roof. That's the kind of business guy he is, and he'll give you that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Or go to stormrestorationroofing.com or Greg from Pell City on Facebook, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And he's got a wonderful set of tools like a soft wash program that can help your roof, make it look better and help it last longer. He's got a builder's license. He can help with some small repairs and storm damage repairs and also roof replacements. He does it all. Stormrestorationroofing.com. Wonderful guy right there. I want to do, we'll do 4 downs next segment. I want to do what we did in the Big Ten and the SEC this week, but I want to do it with the Big 12. Now, when we say locks for the playoffs, contenders, dark horse, and no chance, it's going to look a little different than the SEC and the Big Ten because there's just not as many bids available. In fact, you may not have a lock in the Big 12. And I think I would go into that category. I've got no lock in the Big 12.
And you're not impacted by Brendan Sorsby. Even with Sorsby, you would have said Texas Tech was not a lock because you didn't really care for Sorsby.
That's exactly right. I would have put Texas Tech in a contender category, but not a lock. I don't think, at least in my eyes, I don't think you can make anybody a lock in the Big 12.
They're a one-bid league most of the time, which is why it's difficult to do that.
I think it's different with Texas Tech getting there last year, especially with Sorsby, because I think Texas Tech is going to be a preseason top 10 team. And there is no chance they go worse than 11-1, and it's going to be really difficult, even if they were to lose the Big 12 championship game, to not get in. Oof. So I think Texas Tech is close to a lock. I really do.
You're putting Texas Tech in the lock category.
May we just rest there for 1 second, because I would like to know your thoughts. I mean, give Texas Tech. So your loss in this scenario would be in the conference championship game.
Yeah,
if they win that, they're automatically.
So I would say this: if they lose twice to the same team, I think they're out.
Give me. I'm going to just read their schedule, Lance, and you tell me the ranked teams they'll play on this schedule.
Yeah,
okay?
and again, I think the 3 ranked teams that they possibly play are all going to be at home, if they're even ranked.
Okay, so it's Abilene Christian, Oregon State, no. Houston?
Houston's got a shot.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Sam Houston, no. Colorado?
No. Arizona State's got a shot.
A shot. At Cincinnati?
No. Arizona's got a shot.
Yeah. West Virginia?
No.
At Oak State?
No.
At Baylor?
No.
And TCU?
TCU's got a shot. I don't believe it, though. I know.
But not a lot of ranked teams on there. I mean, that's a schedule that does not include a lot of ranked
So if you're
wins.
Joey McGuire, I mean, you guys would agree if they go 12-0 and lose the Big 12 championship, they're probably in.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now,
not a lock.
Ranking is going to help them, though, right?
Yeah, where they start.
I mean, if you're the number 5 team at the end of the year at 12-0 playing and you lose, you're still getting in. I still think that they could absorb a loss in the regular season as long as they're dominant in their other games.
Do you?
I don't want to say lock. I want to say really, really close to a lock.
Would you fear at all blowback by the committee on them basically thumbing their nose at one of the longest held rules of the game?
No. I mean, that's
do you
a factor.
You do fear that, right?
Yeah.
In the contender category, that's where I would put Texas Tech. It sounds like you're very close, right on the line, lock or contender.
Just because the schedule's such a joke. Now, I did play their under 11.5.
Now, BYU, I would throw in the contender category.
Yep.
And I would throw Utah in the contender.
I like Utah. I mean, Utah and BYU are right there neck and neck. And the only reason I like Texas Tech is the schedule. I mean, they have the most beneficial schedule of any Power 4 that is looking to get to a college football playoff. But I agree with you. I think BYU and Utah, and then I don't think the Houstons and the Arizonas are realistic.
About to ask you that I can't convince you on Houston.
I put dark horse for Houston and Arizona.
I mean, Houston was a 10-win team last year.
They were.
Yeah, but I put Houston and Arizona both in the dark horse category, and then everybody else I put into the no chance category.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Houston's schedule, though, they've got to go to Texas Tech, to Kansas State, and to Utah.
Yeah, I mean it's not an easy schedule. We all respect, though. I think we all respect Willie Fritz.
Yeah, no, I think Willie Fritz is a good coach,
and I think they've got a pretty good quarterback situation. I just maybe I'm higher on Houston than anybody on the table. That's all right.
But if I go no chance, Arizona State,
agreed.
Iowa State, stop me if there's somebody with a chance.
Okay.
Kansas State?
Kansas State is kind of a wild card for me.
So you put them dark horse?
I would put them in the dark horse, but behind both BYU and Utah.
4-year starter at quarterback. That matters a little bit. TCU.
9-win team last year, but they lose their quarterback in Josh Hoover to the portal, and that was their best hope this year, I think.
Cincinnati.
No.
Baylor.
No.
Kansas. Feels like the window closed at Kansas.
Agreed.
UCF. Window could be opening there, but no.
Alonzo Barnett, though, coming over from James Madison, they've got a really good quarterback at UCF. I don't think it's going to be enough to go from 5-7 to really making an impact. No, I don't think there's anybody else. I do think at the top, the Big 12 is pretty good. It was pretty good last year.
Well, I think their depth. I mean, I think Oklahoma State with Mestamaker
I
and
wanted
them.
to ask about them. I mean, there's a chance he's the best quarterback in that league. I don't know if he will be, but I mean, you would say that's at least a possibility.
Yeah.
If he's the best,
stats wise.
Yeah, if he's the best quarterback, if he puts the biggest stats in that league, and everybody's trying to replicate Cignetti, how many guys came with the coach there from
Eric Morris.
Did more than Mestamaker?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was a handful of guys,
yeah,
right?
they did. Yeah, they brought a handful of guys.
Yeah, so everybody's trying to do the Signetti. I go hire the up-and-coming coach. He brings a core of players with him that we put in our – it really helps if one of them is a good quarterback. I mean, listen, Oak State would be like bottom of the dark horse.
Oh, I think they'll be
the most improved team in that
by
conference.
Wins and losses, yeah, for sure.
I mean, they were 1-11 last year.
They didn't even win a conference game.
No, they were 0-9, 1-11.
Yeah, I think they won one conference game in 2 years.
So strange.
It's amazing how bad it got at the end of the Gundy.
Because if you just would have said with the realignment, if we go back 5 years ago and this is what the Big 12 is going to look like in 2024 and 2025, you would have had Oklahoma State more towards the top.
Oh, yeah. If you tell me you're taking out Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been their league to win for a minute.
That's what I would have thought. Yeah. Especially where they had been right when they left.
Are we doing sneaky good game in the spotlight this year? Because a sneaky, possibly entertaining game week 1 is Oak State at Tulsa. Neither one of those teams were worth a crap last year. The Tulsa coach was a better golfer than a football coach last year. And Oak State fired their coach. But that is a week 1 game that I think you could have a lot of points in that game, and you will get to see, all right, what does Mestamaker look like?
Trey Lamb has a better chance of playing in a PGA Tour event than winning that conference?
Well, he's kept his amateur status. It was the Oklahoma State amateur that he was qualifying for, so I don't know. But maybe. I mean, I'm not saying there's a good team. I'm just saying I will be interested in that game to see Mestamaker play for Oak State.
Yeah, with a different caliber. Well, I mean, Tulsa's what he's used to.
That's right. He's playing what he's used to playing.
Level,
I'll tell you, it will be one of the stories coming out of week 1, although it's Tulsa, because he'll probably throw for 500 yards.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're going to be like, man, we have not seen this Oklahoma State offense like this in years.
There'll be points in that game, trust me.
4 Downs is part of our next segment coming up. The show today being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop, where LT has to make it by there at least once this weekend.
I did make it by there just a couple of nights ago. I'm trying to figure out if we're actually going out to eat or the steaks tonight. I'm leaning steaks from the New York Butcher Shop. Yeah, it's just so simple.
I mean, steaks, a dessert, and then watch Norway. Oh, that's 2 a day. It's 2 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock. You've got me convinced Norway and
I've got a late night play on Egypt and Iran though, so
there you go.
That'll give me something to do. The fresh meats, the specialty items, the in-house sides made fresh every single day, and don't forget 4th of July is coming up next weekend, and they want to remind you the Boston Butt Sale is underway. $42.99, fully cooked, hickory smoked, reservations only, available for pickup on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. Their stores will close on July 4th at 3 o'clock, so make the reservation now. The Cava Heights location, the original, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Back with you on the Next Round. 64 days away from the start of the college football season, our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. 64 is the number. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. With our friends there at Innisfree, 64 days to the start of the college football season. That first day includes NC State and Virginia. The game moved from Brazil on campus. They did get the approval to keep that game week 0. So NC State, Virginia in Charlottesville, week 0 in 64 days.
That's a great game. You know, unfortunately for NC State, you lose one of your playmakers in Hollywood Smothers, who, you know, for a minute looked like he was going to Tuscaloosa. He's now in Austin. But you look at C.J. Bailey. He is one of these quarterbacks. When we talk about the depth of the draft coming up, quarterback draft in 2027, he is one of these guys, much like Lenore Sellers, with better numbers, just a huge physical freak that can do a lot of different things. And that's a great week 0 game.
I lose track of the court battles. Chandler Morris back or not for Virginia?
No, he's not.
Yeah, he was suing to get back, though, right? But he lost that suit.
That's why I picked NC State.
I remember that now. Yeah. But that was when the game was in Brazil, Jim. It's in Charlottesville now. You have not backed off, even though it's in Charlottesville.
I am shocked C.J. Bailey is still in Riley, though. I really am. I thought that's a guy that could have made $3-4 million to go somewhere. Now, maybe they used majority of theirs to keep him. He's really good.
Probably could have made $3-4 million to go to Virginia. They would have taken him.
Probably, yeah.
They would have taken him. By the way, Tennessee has parted ways with Chaz Coleman, who was a Penn State star, came to Tennessee, chose Tennessee over Ohio State, was probably their biggest portal get, just an unbelievable player. And Brownie, the wording on this Chaz Coleman thing is a little odd.
Due to medical issues is why Tennessee has parted ways with the Penn State transfer.
So he failed his physical, much like Max Crosby?
He was absent in the spring. Yeah, he wasn't there a lot.
That's what the language would lead you to believe, Lance, was that there was a physical, some sort of medical issue there. But
I mean, you've got to have that attached. I mean, that's got to be part of the deal.
I would think so, but a lot of people would speculate, and this is pure speculation, that is the way out of the NIL deal, and it's a way to save a little bit of face that, one of your big transfer guys is not going to go there again, because this is, to a lesser degree, exactly what happened to Tennessee last year. One of their primary players. Now, this was a quarterback last year. Very late in the game, he's no longer part of the team. Yeah, so it's 2 straight years on that.
But for Coleman, now you are flagged as unhealthy.
Correct.
So, moving forward, you've got baggage.
Correct. And so, that would be dirty pool if that's what – and I'm not saying that's what Tennessee did. I'm saying that is going to be the natural speculation here, because word had already leaked out that he wasn't part of the team, and people were making comparisons to Nico Iamaleava situation.
Yeah, or really the DB from last year immediately, who was a holdout in a struggle. In spring, when people that do what we do for a living were basically making it sound like it was a holdout, Josh Heupel had said, no, he's dealing with some issues, both physically and mentally. It was Heupel's comments back during spring football. So it'll be interesting to see if Chaz Coleman ends up at Ohio State, which was always the belief in all the chat rooms, was he wants out of Tennessee. He wants to go where he really wanted to go to start with, Ohio State. He ended up taking the biggest check at Tennessee, but really wanted to be at Ohio State. It'll be interesting to see if he goes there or if he really does have a physical problem.
But if he goes and gets cleared at Ohio State and is on their roster right away, that makes this look like a very puzzling announcement, does it not?
It does.
Yes.
He's not medically cleared at Tennessee, but he is at Ohio State.
4 downs. We'll get more college football coming up on the other side. 4 downs. Before we do that, tell us about Crane U, LT.
Our friends at Crane U want to remind you, if you're curious about a career in the crane industry, first big step is always getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way. If you're short on time and you can't spend the full week at their facility, no problem. Crane U now offers their mobile crane prep course online, designed for busy operators who need a flexible, effective refresher, perfect for recertification. This self-paced program features expert-led instructional videos, realistic practice exams to help you feel confident and prepared for the written test. Get the training you need on your schedule at craneuonline.com. That is craneuonline.com for all the information.
And 4 downs, all 4 of them presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. You ride the beautiful roads of the great state of Alabama, and you see those road projects being done, whether they're federal, state, or municipal government projects. There is a chance you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt do it. They get a lot of those jobs, but that doesn't mean they don't have time or crews for your smaller job, whether it's a parking pad or a driveway or parking lot for a church or community center. They have crews dedicated to that too. Same crews, same no excuse standards, same quality right there at Central Alabama Asphalt. So for jobs big or small, get your estimate now. 205-349-0910. 205-349-0910 or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Better chance of happening. Terrion Arnold plays in at least one game in the NFL this season, or Diana Rossini ever works in media again.
And like most 4 down questions, neither is your answer. Well, when you say media,
I would say this about Rossini. Do you not think somebody would have an opportunity? Let's just say a bar stool. If she's good at carrying on a conversation, you put her on one of their podcasts.
Oh, I think she's really good. I've seen her on podcasts. I think she carries on a conversation really well.
Yeah, see, the only thing I've seen is little clips from that. I haven't seen anything extended. And I've seen her, obviously, hits that she used to do on SportsCenter. Yeah. But I think if she's interesting, I think there could be a market for her. I really do.
No, I do too. I do too. That's all I will say.
She'll never cover the NFL again.
No, I don't think it'll be an Athletic or, an LA Times or anything like that. They can't afford to do it.
The question would become, what can she bring to the table if she doesn't have her inside sourcing? Really, how interesting is Adam Schefter?
Exactly.
Without his inside information.
Yeah, just Adam telling stories and stuff like that. Adam's value to the NFL universe is he breaks a ton of news.
No, but here's what I would say.
Look-wise is a 7, so she's fairly attractive.
Yeah, but I would say much like some of these other girls that have done the Call Her Daddy podcast and all that kind of stuff, they started from nowhere. She's already got a name.
Oh, yeah.
So if she could carry on a conversation, whether it's about pop culture or sex or even stories that she was involved with, sure, she can carry on a conversation about sex, but I think there's probably a market for her.
Yeah, somebody will hire her.
I don't know what she would expect to get. She was making, the report was $800,000.
Yeah, that was reported by the New York Times, The Athletic, owned by the same people, so they knew what she was making.
Yeah. Look, and I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
They know that dollar fact. You bet on that she was making making $800,000, they probably could have given a Social Security number if they wanted to.
With husband and kids, I'm sure there's still a lot of damage control going on. But you think if a Barstool called her and said, "Hey, we'll give you $250,000 to work, this next half year,"
in a heartbeat she'd do it. Well, I just don't know that that's valuable to Barstool.
I bet she'd do it for that. 100%.
So I'll go with that. Just.
Yeah, I mean, Terrion seems untouchable right now.
Using a broad definition of media, but Terrion, I mean, who knows if he's even available to play for anyone? That's certainly up in the air right now.
Yeah. Bigger concerns.
Second down.
Bigger concerns for Terrion.
Oh, 100%.
Did you see the video of him in court yesterday?
I did not. Was it bad?
Oh, knowing him and our times with him, seeing him there with what looked like a bulletproof vest, I think, on.
I don't know why. Why would he wear Kevlar?
It looked like
Timothy McVeigh.
Forrester, you saw it, right? Give me Forrester's mic if you can, there, Cheese. It looked like he was shirtless with the Kevlar vest on.
Yeah, it's a. What I've read about it is that it's a vest to keep inmates from harming themselves.
Oh, so from harming himself. Okay. Oh God.
Damn. Yeah, that's.
It was a. I think 6 felony counts is what it was as they read those out. There's a trial hearing on Monday for whether or not he's going to be able to get a bail, and they don't think so. They asked for the people that flipped on him the transcript of them, the plea bargain and what they said at the plea bargain, and they asked for the transcript of what they said when those 2 guys were arrested, and they were going to use that to compare the 2 stories in the trial on Monday morning, and they were not granting permission to those transcripts. The judge says, that's for the trial. You have those for the trial, but for the plea deal, you don't get that. So
so they were trying to get Terrion to plea, is what you're saying?
No, they were trying to get Terrion's lawyer was trying to get the conversation from the 2 guys that were arrested originally, what they said the night they were first arrested,
right?
The story
versus
they
the plea
told,
deal,
and then the story they told on the plea deal. They wanted the transcript of that and the tapes from that, and the judge said you can't have those. That's for the trial. That's for discovery, but you can't have that for the bond hearing on Monday.
But that's what the plea deal is. There's always conflicting reports for the plea deal.
There are.
But that's what he wants to have. So when he goes to trial, he can say, "Look, they're only saying my guys. They didn't mention my guy the first time,
but that's
they
just
mentioned my guy in the plea deal." And when we get to the trial, we're going to say they're only turning to get this deal.
So yesterday was the arraignment, and that's just for the bond hearing.
That's for 9:30 Monday, the bond hearing.
The bond hearing. That's just them trying to get him out of prison right now.
How stressed some people are just month to month, just trying to make ends meet. And now the stress for Terrion, and it's self-inflicted, at least at this point, but of knowing that your freedom might be ended, maybe forever, and your career is gone.
I'm going from the NFL to maybe looking through bars. I mean, I don't know how you deal with that.
I don't know how you eat. I don't know how you sleep.
I'm with you.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah. It's Brown's worst nightmare.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, when I went to St. Clair, and look, I do think based on his status, probably wouldn't be at a place like St. Clair. Probably could use a little bit of his juice to be in another facility. But I can't imagine Terrion in a situation like that.
I disagree. I mean, it's not like it's a federal crime. These are the judge said these are 6 violent crimes, so you're not up for bail, and that's what the bail hearing is going to be about. But you're here until we do the bail hearing.
Different levels of institutions. He's got no priors. I would not think that they are going to stick him with a bunch of murderers and rapists. Could be wrong.
Don't know. Because, and I am no better person than Terrion Arnold. We are all incredibly flawed, right? So I am no better person than him. But because it is my greatest fear, I make decisions based on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, my greatest fear would be to end up in jail, but I make decisions in my life based on that greatest fear. There are certain things I do not do. I'm not inclined to do them, but if I were, I would weigh the fact that it might put me in jail. I think that is actually the purpose of having jails. Is we do have to remove some people from from society sometimes, but we also need a deterrent that keeps us from doing things.
Well, he didn't. Of course, you would agree with this, and I know the circumstances, but he didn't. Having looked into that monitor over there, seeing him so many times, he didn't look like himself. It didn't look like the same person.
Yeah, I've got a still shot. If
let's see.
Throw it up there.
Just show it so they can see what we're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of tough to see.
Yeah, boy, I love Terrion. I pray that I don't know, man.
The company he's in, right there.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like something from a bad movie, honestly, or a bad TV show.
Yeah, that's sad. Hopefully, again,
hopefully it all goes
innocent
his
to
way.
proven guilty, but you never know.
Horrible.
He played that.
Second down.
Okay, so on this date last year, and I don't remember us having the story, maybe we did, a meteorite fragment that predates Earth by 4.56 billion years.
How do we know?
Crashed through a house in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is the oldest thing you own? 4.56 billion years is an old meteorite. But the oldest thing you own in your house?
Funny Jim would say Maggie, but...
Wow. Sleeping on the couch, Jim just said Maggie.
But that's not true. Okay. Technically, I don't know.
I mean,
owns me.
It is, but you probably owns me. But you've only owned her since '99, right?
Yeah,
you probably have T-shirts that predate that.
I mean, if you allow T-shirts, I think I was class president. And I was part of being class president as the class officers had to come up with our... Did y'all do T-shirts as seniors, the senior shirt?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, high school.
No.
That was a big thing at Saks.
I mean, we had T-shirts, but none that I would still have.
And we... now, it was me and 3 female cabinet members. But everybody had their slogan on their T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to get them to allow us for our slogan to be, "How was your Saks life?" Saks High School. How was your Saks life? And they would not allow that.
Man, brown, edgy back then.
I was edgy. I went blue. I went blue.
You guys had a cabinet at Saks?
Well, you had a vice president, a treasurer, and a secretary. And I was class president.
Of course, it's a private school, man.
It's not a private.
No, it's not.
Far from a private
Brown
school.
was on the fiduciary
Was Donahoe
committee.
the private school?
Donahoe's the private school,
Okay.
yes.
That's where the soft kids went.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We were hard scrabble.
No, I don't have anything.
So I've still got my senior T-shirt.
I barely have old pictures. This was before, when I was younger, it was before cell phones and everything was on your phone, and Instagram and clouds and that. So somewhere along the way, a lot of my college pictures are gone.
I actually know the answer to this.
Yeah, I've got a Lakers hat from 1988.
Yeah.
So I think that is my oldest, is the Lakers hat.
My great-grandmother.
By the way, older than some other things in my house.
My great-grandmother.
that you don't own either.
But both from L.A. My great-grandmother on my mom's side was the only great-grandparent alive while I was alive. And every year on our birthday, she would give us a silver dollar that was that year. So, I was born in 76. So, I've got one from 76, 77, all the way up until she passed, which I think was 82 or 83. So those are as old as I am.
Well, actually, you guys remember when Chuck visited the set for the first and only time?
Uh-huh.
He's still in that box in my closet.
That's pretty old.
We were supposed to,
In the closet?
I know.
Why do you keep him in the closet?
Okay, so
You can't send him on the bar?
4 brothers were supposed to go to the beach together.
I know.
And then Cameron dicked up that trip, and so we never got to go. But now it's going to be really difficult to go. So do you think I should just take Chuck? I mean, nobody's really asked about, hey, how's Chuck in the closet? So do you think it's okay for me just to...
Where would you pour him?
A little bit in Destin, Fort Walton, places on the coast that he really loved.
When's the last time any of your brothers has asked, what about Chuck's remains?
Oh, I mean...
A year?
4 years.
Oh, 4 years? Yes, I would do whatever you think Chuck would love.
I think I'm just going to take him to the beach.
I would get...
I might take it to the Bermuda Triangle. Flushing.
I think
will that go out over or do they hold it?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if he wants to go through a shitter, though.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad way to go.
Yeah. I mean, probably better than sitting in the closet all the time.
Yeah, that is sad. I think about it.
You can't just sit it on the bar. He'd want to sit at the bar.
Well, I got a little bit of him that I'm going to keep that's on the mantle, so I keep that. But the majority of Chuck is in a closet.
Yeah, I mean, even Baxter, my dog, who I had cremated, I have it sitting on the bar.
I would just say if you haven't heard anything in that long, I think you've held it.
Yeah.
Chuck has lived with you.
Yeah.
And not in spirit, but in,
Okay, I want
cremated
to
body.
get a ruling.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get a ruling.
I think I would get the older brother to send out a group text saying, hey, is it okay? Everybody sign off on Lance dropping off.
I don't think
last time I asked, he said he didn't have time. Like,
okay with it, I would bark him off.
Tell him
he's a busy attorney.
Tell him he can bill you for it. Make it a billable minute.
I mean, put it this way: if I went and dropped Chuck in the ocean,
tell him to send a text when the damn Tesla is driving itself.
I know.
I don't think anybody would have ever asked me about this.
Yeah, I would agree. Nobody's asked you in 4 years what happened. They don't know it's sitting on your closet shelf. So yeah, I think you can make the decision on what you think is best for Chuck.
He literally has a car that drives itself. He brags about that. He can text while he's driving.
Yeah,
Tesla nerd.
He's the one person that can text while he's driving.
Not only one. Yeah, but of that group, yeah.
Legally,
yes.
Third down.
When I saw the picture of Terry on there, it looked a little like Michael Vick. I don't know if y'all thought that, but Michael Vick is 46 years old today. Shannon Sharpe is 58. Who ultimately had the better career? Now, Shannon Sharpe still printing money in broadcast. He was at one point the all-time tight end leader in yardage. I remember randomly I was at that Monday night game when he broke the record against the Titans when he was playing for the Baltimore Ravens.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's won a Super Bowl, but there's something iconic about Vic, right?
Michael Vick was single-handedly selling out Falcons games. Like,
no doubt.
Falcons have never had great attendance before that until they got really good in '98 and made that Super Bowl run. Then people flocked into the new Georgia Dome then.
Deion Sanders was...
Yeah, primetime helped. But Michael Vick was selling out the Georgia Dome every single Sunday.
I remember that Sunday night game against the Panthers, the buzz around that game and the crowds, how they would go nuts for Vic. And I really believe Vic would be all Lamar Jackson if he would have played at his height without the dogfighting incident.
I agree. Michael Vick was a transcendent player. And again, I mean, that's an NFL player selling out an NFL stadium basically single-handedly.
I think Vic would have been better than Lamar.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think athletically it's hard to get better than Lamar, but I think Vic might have been.
Thicker, right? I mean, he's thicker than Lamar's not the thickest guy.
A little bit. Well, Lamar's got more height.
Vic would have been more like Steve Young, I think.
Yeah, Vic was, I mean, just watching when he was a redshirt freshman or redshirt sophomore that night against Florida State in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, did everything he could to win that game.
I'm going to say Sharp had the better career, but Vic would have if not for the horrible incident.
I agree.
Fourth down.
Yes, Forrester, I am saying with a straight face. Ariana Grande is 33 years old. Something has happened to her look. She's gotten very, very strange.
It's very odd, yeah.
I don't know if it's a parasite, it's a different lighting.
She was your overall number one seed for a very long time.
She doesn't even, I don't think she gets an at-large.
I know, it's weird.
Ariana is 33, though. Derek Jeter is 52. Ultimately, better career, Jeter or Ariana Grande?
Give me Forrester's microphone.
He's laughing.
All right. I'm not a Jeter guy, but this is Jeter by
I think I'm with Scott. I think it's Jeets.
I don't know how much this matters, but outside of Ronaldo, I think she might have the second biggest Instagram following in the world.
Not surprising.
I gave you the list.
That's got to be worth something, right?
I gave you the list the other day. The Beatles #1 with 20 Billboard Hot 100 #1 songs, and you go through all the others. The other people named Beyonce and Taylor Swift. And the tied for 10th with 10 was Ariana Grande with a group of people.
Let's take popularity off the table here.
Okay.
At their craft, who was better, Jeter or Ariana Grande?
I mean, Ariana Grande's got one of the best voices out there. Now, it's obviously there's a lot of pop, so people probably aren't going to give her that credit. But I would say this, not only has she won a ton of Grammys, she was nominated for an Academy Award this past year. She's about to come out in the new Meet the Fockers. She's got a big role in that, so she's about to start getting some meaty roles in Hollywood.
I would say Jeter had a better career than what Grande has had.
I mean, it's hard to...
Popularity, I mean, Ariana Grande is more popular than him.
Ariana Grande, how many do you think? We've got, 310 million, 330 million people in the United States. How many followers do you think she's got on Instagram?
1.1 billion.
No, it's not that much. Ronaldo is the most with 661 million. She's got 374 million followers, though. I mean, what does that equate to monetarily?
No telling. No telling.
More than I make.
I mean, printing money. And more than Dunaway makes.
It shouldn't be a big deal, in my opinion. But she's in a little internet because she posted a video the other night that you could see her left boob in. And she was petting her dog, and she posted it on one of her social platforms, and everybody went crazy about it. And first of all, she's
4'11", 90 pounds.
And it has to be A cup. But I love all sizes. I don't care. A's, B's, C's, D's. I love them all. But we make such a big deal about the boob on the internet. I don't know why people went crazy over Ariana Grande being able to see down her shirt. She accidentally posted, or maybe she posted it intentionally for publicity. I don't care.
I mean, was nipple showing?
I mean, it was such a crappy shot anyway, but you could see the outline. It was a silhouette.
I'm just saying, you go to you see
a silhouette of an A cup.
Any kind of music awards, whether it's MTV, Grammys. I mean, you see people just basically covering up the nips, and that's it.
Yeah, or see-through dresses.
Yeah, but I would think you got to squint to be able to see anything she's got.
Oh, 100%. For reference, Taylor Swift, pretty popular, 273 million followers. So she's got more than 100 million more.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Taylor Swift. That's pretty popular.
Somebody asked in the chat who's the new Tyler. That's our boy Cheese. Cheese running things right now.
Yeah.
Cheese. You see some of his writing at Next Round Live.
He's a early bloomer. Cheese is not even legal to drink, right?
That's right.
Cheese is so big he can't even get into this.
I know.
Shot. There we go. Take the wide shot.
Yeah, Scott has to go wide shot just to get Cheese in there.
Longer legs than Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, he's a tall one. Cheese.
Are you 20 yet?
Yeah, I turned 20 April 26th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheese is our center if we play a basketball game.
Oh, yeah.
He's our 5.
He's our quarterback. We play a flag
No
football
doubt,
game.
no doubt.
Probably anything we do, he's going to be it.
Yep. So that's Cheese.
Yeah, that's all I got on 4 downs.
And he's a board operator when everybody's on vacation.
That's right. That's why Cheese learning the craft right now, because we got some vacation days coming up, boys.
That's how training looks with our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. I don't know what he does the rest of the time he's up here, but he needs to know what segment is that 4 downs is somewhere in the 8:30 hour every day. Like, I don't know what his other plans are, but he's got to be back here at 10:30. I don't like to plan out a show that much, Cheese. I get tired of Tyler coming in and saying, and why can't you come ask me? He's like, hey, Cheese wants to know.
It's part of his training.
Yeah. Cheese wants to know what time you're going to do 4 downs today. And I'm always like, I don't know yet. Why does he need to know? Well, he's got other things to do.
Only actual employees speak to Mr. Dunaway, not the Cheeses of the world.
Tell him we'll do it in the 10:30s.
And you got to make sure you ask Jim within 30 minutes of the show starting when he's crunching for the show.
All right. That is 4 downs brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt and our friends at Inverness Country Club. Brown, you've got the shirt on. Are you playing today?
What do you think? What's your guess?
I'm saying today you are playing.
If I had both nuts intact, I would put the whole sack on the table right here.
You would win. I am playing Inverness Country Club, ICCAlabama.com, ICCAlabama.com. That is where you find more about Inverness Country Club. You're looking for a club home in the Birmingham area. Inverness Country Club will be that home for you. You want to play where the next round plays? You want to go to Inverness Country Club, ICCAlabama.com. Now, here's what you need to do. You need to call our friend Erin and set up a tour at Inverness. She will show you everything. You're going to see a great golf course. You're going to see a beautiful clubhouse with great food. The tennis facility under construction right now, going to be first class, resort-style pool with a cabana. But the people, that's what makes Inverness Country Club. You're going to see it yourself. The best days happen in Inverness. Call Erin. Set up a tour now, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, or ICCAlabama.com.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Yes, there are other Champy's around the country, but at Sterling's Champy's on Highway 119, for 11 years, he's made sure that every person that walks in there gets the A-plus meal, the best it possibly can be. He does a little extra. He brines his chicken overnight, hand-cut chicken fingers. He cuts them and makes them look the way they look. They're huge. Tyler loves them. Guys in the studio who were there last night love them as well. The Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, great way to start off a meal. Get 3 of those and some slaw, and you're off and running there. The bone-in, deep-fried, cooked-ordered chicken breast, seasoned perfectly juicy to the bone, the in-house made sides, in-house made desserts. It's a great destination lunch and dinner location, perfect for tailgating in 64 days. It's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Well, we'll get back to sports in a second. Best thing, that's music to Lance's ears usually. We'll get back to sports in a second. But he brought a video that I have not seen that we have not used yet. So set this up. Is it too, I'll ask this first, not that it'll prevent us from using it or not. Is it too gross to see?
Oh, no. I don't know if you've ever seen Grizzly Man. It's a great documentary, but dumbass decides to go live in the wilderness with a bunch of grizzly bears. And
how'd that turn out?
Not good. Yeah, and boy, the sound, it's a really good documentary. Well done. Fascinating. But anyway, this woman is walking her dog. I don't even know where it was. It might have been Montana. All the backroom guys had seen it. But she's walking her dog and comes across a 700-pound grizzly. And it's about to pounce. And she does everything and the wind quickly changed.
Oh, and it came back on you?
Well, it almost got me. Like I could sense it. You know, I was running for the door, but
okay,
you get bear spray, it's bad.
We all were thinking it. But we know what Brown would have done.
What, just run?
At one point, when he got close enough to the car, he would have let go of the leash, gave up the dog, and sprinted for the car.
RTD4 says, I'll be honest with you. This is somebody in the chat, not me saying this. I'd have turned the leash loose and told Fido good damn luck.
That's what Brown would have done too.
I mean, that's probably what the bear wanted to eat more than the
dog.
human,
Yeah,
right?
I think he wanted the dog more than the woman. I'm not saying I'd have let the dog go, but
I don't know. They say once
you're not saying you're not either.
So I would have. Would I have? If I had known, listen, no. I'll say it out loud. If I had known it was either me or the dog, I would have saved myself over the dog. I would not have given my life for the dog.
I mean, I agree with that.
No, well, that's understandable.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But I still think a natural reaction for a dog lover, somebody that loves their dog, would be, I'm going to protect the dog.
Yeah, I'm going to protect it as long as I can. But
and probably by that logic would make a bad decision and ultimately maybe lose your life.
You know who can't pay the mortgage for my family? The dog.
Yeah, my dog.
You know who can't protect my family? The dog.
Your death benefit.
That is true, but I would rather. You can ask Jennifer. Would you rather have Ryan's insurance policy or Ryan?
But the Brown family could be better off without Ryan.
Thank you, Lance.
Financially,
I'm just saying financially.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't ask Jennifer at this point. I mean,
it's been 26 years.
I think we asked yours one time, and she was like, "I think policy."
It's been a good run.
Yeah.
But a little freedom and that money.
He said the real question is if the Grizzlies at the urinal with you.
Yeah, that's very funny on the other side of that glass right there.
Are you saying that if he came in here, he wouldn't say the same?
No, they would. I'm just saying, I think the other side of that glass finds that line of joking funnier than this side.
All right.
I'm joking on my lunch.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't even much of a lunch. It was a wafer.
Well, Lance brought up the great white thing. I actually saw a video that went viral earlier this week that drone images captured of a couple paddleboarding
did you see that?
off the coast of the Pacific.
Well,
and there was a great white in the water.
Yeah.
We've had 3 great white deaths in Australia this month. I mean, there is something going on with the warmness of the water right now.
I mean, I'd much rather would face a bear, in my opinion. You said you'd rather face a bear. I mean, this,
No,
to quote
no
Brown,
chance.
this made my balls tingle. I mean, it was terrifying.
I think you have more, although that initial bite from a great white is going to do some serious damage, but you've got more survivors from attacks than you would have from bear attacks. And again, the great white, it was circling in curiosity. It didn't go after them.
Yeah.
That was something you'll never see.
I think
99 times out of 100, the grizzly attacks.
Right. So Scott's got the footage of that. Look how close that shark comes.
Yeah, and that's
outside
of Santa Barbara, I think.
they're completely unaware.
Yeah. They think it's a seal. The shark thinks the surfing board's a seal.
Yeah, that's what you read a lot.
It's better they don't know because there's a good chance the woman or the guy would panic, rock it over, and then you got a problem.
That's right.
But I don't know if you guys have noticed this, and it's one of my algorithms. I mean, the shark sightings, and I think a lot of it is more camera phones, more drones, but they're everywhere this summer.
That shark's sizing it up right there.
Yep. What kind of meal is this going to be?
Yeah, their ability to just float,
Did
accelerate.
Did they know it was there right there?
When I saw the video, it looked like the guy might know. He knew something was in the water. I doubt he knew it was a 12, 14-foot great white, but.
Part of the show today being brought to you by our friends at Michelson. A clear look at what's going on animal-wise in the world here. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100, the number I called back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts after the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. Him and Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the call that I made. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Impossible to transition, so let's go.
Boy, if Greg Norman were still playing golf.
Let's go. You could do a Caleb Williams or something.
Let's go about the Iceman.
No, Bears. Yeah, it was.
I see what you're saying with the Bears now. That was a better transition. The Kansas City Royals have a new concession stand item. They don't call them concession stands in pro baseball. What do they call them? Is it concession stands?
Dining area?
Okay, still a concession stand.
I don't know what else you'd call it.
I think at Little League parks it's a concession stand. I don't know what
that's
you call
why it seems like it's something else.
Area.
Yeah. They've got the
probably right.
blueberry cheesecake nachos.
Not a cheesecake guy, so I'm out.
I love cheesecake.
Yeah.
I like blueberry. I like nachos. But
well, then why are you not eating that? That's all three together.
No.
Yeah. I like cheesecake.
I don't.
I would love to try this.
It looks like it's got a little chocolate drizzled on top too.
I'm guessing the chips are made out of something sweet too.
They're cannoli chips.
Cannoli chips.
Yeah, so it's a little different. Yeah.
A decadent dessert piled high with cannoli chips, cheesecake crumbles, blueberry compote. I don't like compote. It needs to be fresh blueberries. I mean, I am from the trailer park, but I'm not a compote guy. And pistachios, which is very pricey.
I like the color coordination, though.
Guy.
I mean, you got a little Kansas City Royal in there.
Yeah, it does look like the Royals.
What is that? That looks like marshmallows in there.
I wondered the same thing, Tyler.
That's the cheesecake bites.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, if that's marshmallows, then count me out.
No, cheesecake
you don't like
bites.
those?
I hate marshmallows.
Royals also have a Hawaiian bowl, which basically is a poke bowl, at their concession stand, so that's pretty cool. Did you get the 1960s panel slides of Instagram? I sent you that. Do you
I've got all 80 of them.
We'll get to that right after Lance tells us about our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Yeah, again, never ideal if something goes down in your home or business, whether it's the plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues. The great news is you've got Hemp Hill Services there to serve you. The name that Birmingham's trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Forrester's mic on, please. Forrester.
Hi, Jim.
I apologize. I didn't know how many it was.
That's a lot.
How many was it?
I think I've got like 11.
It was 11. Yeah, it was 11. So the limit is what, 10? 9? Just let me know. What life actually cost in the 1960s from Detailed on Instagram. And I found it interesting. Wish it was that way now. Average house, brand new, $2,500 to $3,000.
Wait. $2,500 for a house?
Yeah, in the 1960s.
I think you're mistaken. It's got to be $25,000.
No, $2,500 to $3,000.
What do you think the average salary was?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay. We'll find that on a new slide.
Average house, $2,000 to $3,000.
I would have said the average salary is $5,000.
That's on the 17th slide, bro.
If you're renting, rent was only $70 to $80. So not so bad there.
Yeah, we picked up the pace quickly, didn't we?
We overcame that.
A new car. If you wanted to go buy Hoover Toyota, of course, Hoover Toyota didn't exist in 1960. But if it had, it would dominate. $2,500, $3,000 for a new car.
I paid the same for a house. So my car is as much my house.
That's why this doesn't make any sense. I would have said that your number on the house would have been a car.
Yeah, I'm back with Lance on the first slide. I think they left off zeros there.
Okay,
I think it's supposed to be 25,000.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. New car are now movie tickets. Tyler, you would have loved this one. 50 cents to 80 cents.
Tyler'd still spend about $70 a month.
Yeah, I probably would still find a way.
I still remember, I think, Green Spring 6. Do you remember that theater?
I do.
Over by one of the original Crystals?
Yep.
I think for a minute they were dollar movies back in the 80s.
Well, this makes you sound so old when you talk about stuff like this, but my wife and I were at dinner with my oldest daughter, and we ran into our buddy Michael Eady, Night Eady Group, and they were on their way to see Toy Story 5. And I was joking with him about, boy, you brought your family to dinner first to fill them up, right? So they didn't want to buy anything at the concession stand, and we laughed about it. But Jennifer was like, she was telling Anna Kate, I can remember us, 2 movie tickets plus concessions was like
$20
or less.
Yeah,
it might have been 15. I mean, I could afford it on a high school or college budget for a date, so it wasn't too much.
Okay, a house that would cost you $394,000 today would have cost $12,700. So they're saying the average house is about $12,000 back then.
Yeah. How much was Graceland back then, do you think, Jim?
Not worth a dime.
Yeah.
Average yearly income. Now, here's the problem.
Okay.
With all those prices, average yearly income $6,000.
That's I was going to say $5,000 to $6,000.
Do you guys remember what the
Don Draper made a lot more?
So I was about to ask what his contract was. Was it
$5,000 signing bonus?
Yeah, it was
which blew him away.
I know, he couldn't believe it,
and then he bought into the company for $5,000.
I want to say,
he had a lot of points.
Was the contract they offered him? Was it a $100,000 contract or something?
Well, remember he got equity in the company too.
Yeah, but I think he told his old lady, January Jones, and they were like, "Man, I can't believe we're making this kind of money now."
Yeah.
Season 3, episode 70 was offered a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
$5,000 signing bonus. I remember that.
Yeah.
I know. I finally, the British guy said, "I finally know what makes Don Draper smile." $5,000.
That's what Lane Price said.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not given the amount.
It was not an amount that would blow you away today, but they made a big deal of it back then.
McDonald's, you go in and get a Coke, a burger, and fries for 60 cents.
All three together?
Yep. Average college tuition, $100 to $500 per year.
That's one of the bigger scams in our world, though, how
really
much tuition has become.
Yeah. Hey, I remember
at public institutions.
A single textbook costs more
at
than
public
that now.
institutions, how much state-owned institutions, how much you have to pay to send a kid
I know
there.
people in their mid to late 30s that are still paying off student loans.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what we have to pay for that.
That's sad.
No joke. My very first semester at Montevallo in the 80s, 4 classes. So that was 12 hours. So that barely made me a full-time student. I had to have 12 hours to be a full-time student. And I was trying to get the fewest amount and still be on the baseball team. 4 classes. I had no scholarship or anything. It was $950.
Yeah, I really think in the 90s going to Tuscaloosa, University of Alabama was $2,500 a semester.
But even with those prices, I vividly remember in the spring of 1995 when Jacksonville State golf coach James Hobbs says, "I think you'll be a better student than you are a golfer." And I had to go tell my mom and dad, "There's no scholarship anymore."
Dude, how did you?
I mean, I felt awful.
The adversity you face with a program director telling you to be the production side.
Yeah, it's
your
amazing
golf
I've gotten to
coach.
this point.
Dude, it really is.
I mean, they should
The
do a movie
adversity
about
is
me.
crazy.
Let
man.
me first be the first to say you're welcome.
What was the bad movie that Angelina Jolie did about the World War II guy, the Unbroken or whatever?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, where he was a POW. We need a movie on Brown.
Yep.
Who would play me?
I don't know.
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet?
I don't know. Why not?
Oh, that's a good compliment, right?
God, you're such a butt kisser.
All he does is make fun of me. Is Timothy Chalamet considered good looking by the ladies?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think the ladies like him. Yeah.
I'm just naming an actor.
So, I mean,
you don't want to be Paul Giamatti, right?
Oh no, our who's the Steve Buscemi? I figured somebody say, Steve Buscemi can get that.
If Brown is a football coach, what is Lance and me to Brown in Brown's career? Who's a coach that caught a break and 2 superstars hooked up with allowed you to stand on their shoulders and go on to be great?
That's a weird question, Jim. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. So you're saying a coach that was successful only because the 2 coaches
that if you'd never met me and then Lance,
I would have no success.
You'd probably be playing golf at
No,
Jack
we were
State.
his.
Oh my God,
we
I
were
wish.
his Gene. He was the Cam Newton to our Gene Chisholm.
I was
right?
telling somebody when I was playing golf yesterday.
I'm the yellow fella.
When I was playing golf yesterday, before I'll play it today, after playing it the day before, I was telling somebody the story. They were asking me how it ended at Jack State, and I was like, honestly, I had a really good fall season, and the spring season, it just became like a job trying to keep a scholarship. I hated it. And I was like, I just hated playing golf every day. And he just laughed. He goes, "Can you believe you're saying that now?" I was like, no. I mean, I play it every day now. I love it. But it was just weird back then.
I bet the last moment of the team was you hitting a tee marker with your driver.
It was not. But I remember.
Do you don't remember your last shot as an official player?
No.
Are you a better
honestly, I
player
don't.
now than you were then?
I'm as close now.
You play more golf now than you did then, right?
Not more, but I'm back close to that too.
You're in better shape now than you were.
Oh no, when
You're
I was
stronger. You were skinny. You're a skinny fella.
I was skinny as a rail. You
Yeah.
walk 18 holes a day and tell me you don't get skinny.
I know, but you didn't. The muscle structure. You're actually.
Yeah.
I'm complimenting you. You have
Okay,
a better,
thank you, Jim. I
Better
appreciate
muscle
that.
structure now.
I am closer now to my handicap when I was at Jack State than I've ever been. To answer your question,
You ever notice on this show that we can take shots at each other, but it's offensive unless it's to me. Then we can all just pile on me.
No, bull. I get piled on all the time. Somebody in the chat room earlier was like, "We've piled on Brown way too much. I think we need to back off."
In the chat room,
in the
right.
chat room, it was
Yeah, in
said.
the chat room, yeah.
What is your mom doing in the chat?
Hey, I thought that was out of bounds.
Let's don't bring moms.
Mom
into this.
jokes are out of bounds.
Disneyland tickets in the 60s. Now, when Walt Disney started Disneyland, he wanted it to be affordable to American families forever.
Okay,
And
well,
I
they're
think
not.
the
It
initial-
ain't.
The initial price was $1.50.
Yeah.
This is why I still will hold out. Chick-fil-A one day will be open on Sundays. Do you think Walt Disney could really sit there and tell you right now that it's affordable for families?
If you knew
No.
what they charge now.
It's not in his family anymore, right? It got sold.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he lost control.
$4.50 to $5.80 for Disneyland. Can you
Boy,
imagine?
You couldn't stir them with a stick if that was the
Yeah, I
price
mean, look,
today.
I think it's great that people get to experience. I'm not a big Disney guy. I've been, a few times with the family, But it's so sad that like people will take themselves into debt to take their family down there. I think it's great they get to experience it, but like I don't know how a normal family, like what is today's the national average salary is like $65,000 or something.
66.
Yeah, you can't take a family of 4 to Disney if you make $65,000.
No, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
And if you do
with the passes and the line skips and all that now, it's $280 a person every day.
Every day. But the biggest thing is if you pay for everything on that Magic Band or whatever they call it, you got no clue what you're paying for anything, and you get that bill later on. You're like, okay.
Well, and the stress too. Like you guys have probably gone on a trip where you try to skimp a little bit, wherever you are in one part of your life or another. Like taking a family down there and trying to skimp on a budget would be tough. Yeah,
can't do it.
Yeah, my honeymoon. I remember I bought that all inclusive, but I knew there'd be things that we'd have to buy.
Add-ons.
And we were there 8 days, and I was like,
you thought your meat would pay for stuff. That's why you're swinging it out.
I was like, man. I want to have enough money still left to pay to get out of parking to get back to Birmingham.
Wow.
Like at the airport when you left back in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Maggie, we got to walk
So
home.
Maggie did not marry you for your money.
No. She hasn't stayed with me for that either.
True love.
Gas per gallon, 30 cents a gallon back then.
Been a
Now,
minute
we may
since
get
then.
there again. We may get there again.
When?
I don't know. We still enough oil while they're not looking. We can get back there. We start drilling our own oil.
At one point, the summer of COVID, it dropped below $1 a gallon. It was
I can remember as
80, 90 cents.
I can remember as a teenager, like 87 cents a gallon.
Do you know the one thing that has come back to 1960s pricing, and it's back right now to what it used to be in the 1960s?
I got no idea.
Lance just bought one.
Oh, yeah, TV.
Yeah. Televisions in the 1960s, a new color TV set was $300 to $550. You can get a screen bigger than that for that price.
But did you
now.
ever, I mean,
to scale, though, how much would that have cost?
Well, yeah, that is a small TV.
I mean, that was 1/12 of your salary.
I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday because I just had TV delivered this week.
Yeah.
It wasn't long ago with like the 60 to 65 inch TV was expensive.
That's
and
right.
then bottom dropped out, and you can get those now for, $500, $700.
Well, anytime they introduce new technology like QLED and then QLED Plus and all that.
OLED.
Yeah, the previous technology, the bottom just falls out of the price.
I used to have Samsung around the house. I had one LG, and I was like, the LG picture is better. So when I went to Best Buy, the guy was like, this Hisense. And I would have said Hisense is like a Yugo back in the day. But this is by far the best picture I've ever had. It is absolutely incredible.
Some bigger company makes Hisense. And
I'm sure, but it's still the price point is cheap.
No, I'm just saying they put the Hisense brand on it and sell it just a little bit cheaper.
Damien
they
says,
still turn a profit, don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. On text, Damien says hookers still the same price today as in the 1960s.
Wow.
Actually, in Mad Men, it looks like he throws 220s on the counter there when he sleeps with a.
Well, you're all in on Mad Men, aren't you?
I watch one episode a day. I'm rewatching
good
it.
show.
It's really good. They're worried about Lucky Strike right now.
Yeah, I don't remember him paying for a lot of
That's
hookers.
consistent.
I mean, he could just go out and he was running it.
Yeah, Don had no issues.
Yeah.
Roger. Go ahead,
Roger.
Roger, go ahead and get into that Santa suit. That's the episode I saw last night. Roger, just go ahead and get.
When you have a Lucky Strike, you got to bend over backwards.
He's like, no, I'm serious. Go ahead and get into that.
What was
Santa
the old
suit.
cat's name that was the Lucky Strike guy he had to do with?
Something Junior.
Lee Jr.
Lee Jr.
Yeah.
Come on, Lee.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a Lee I know,
Roger.
too.
I'm serious, Roger. Go ahead and get in.
Hey, Lee was seeing how far he could push Roger.
But to Brooks's point, $500 on a $6,000 salary is about like it costing $7,000 to our average salary at $66,000.
Yeah, for a TV.
Yeah, but I remember my first HDTV. I mean, and my first outdoor TV I bought by the pool. I mean, those things were, in retrospect, it was dumb investment to spend that kind of money on a TV. But now, I just got a 100-inch TV, and the price point was nothing compared to anything I've paid in the
What's
past.
the most you ever paid for a TV?
Oh, Jim, don't do this.
Too much.
I don't want to say that out loud.
Because I had a Skyview TV. I had 2 of them outside, and
yeah, those outdoor TVs, and it's such a scam. Just you can buy a TV so cheap, and if it goes out, just replace it.
In 12 years, I had 2, and when it went out last summer, I went and bought a 65-inch for $400 or $500.
Yeah,
and it's not an outdoor TV, so
but
it'll
it doesn't
go out.
matter.
But yeah,
what did I spend? I mean, it was a couple of $1,000s that I spent on a. Technically, I think it was a flat screen, but it was a big TV, in 1996 or 97.
One of the ones on wheels.
No, it was big though.
You're probably talking about the Sony, the gray one. I had a couple of those.
Sony, yeah.
Or an RCA.
Thought it was an awesome picture. It was 98 when those models came out.
Yeah, I was still single, so it was it had a back to it, but it was a big flat screen TV, and I want to say it was like 1990 or something.
If wives
like that,
agree with it, you can't go too big on a TV. I am convinced.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Do you remember the TVs? And maybe this is just a super specific memory, but one of our family friends had one. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was like a projection screen, and the little projector was just out in front of the TV, and it was like
different colored lights.
Yeah, different colored lights.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I
think Bubba had one from Rick and Bubba for a while.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Bubba's always he's always got the cutting edge technology. But I remember thinking, well, these people must be super wealthy.
Well, we used to one of the Baumhauer's locations. They had one of those onto a screen for the big games.
And it was right behind where we used to do our shows.
Yeah. Do you remember the richest kid would have the big satellite dish?
The C-band dish.
Yeah, I remember I had a kid. Now when I look back on it, his parents had to deal drugs because they never worked, and they had every toy you could imagine.
Did they?
Yeah, my Uncle Steve had the dish that you'd punch in and it would move to Satcom 3, and you get to watch the West Coast games. And he was big into hockey, so you'd catch a little
one of
West
our
Coast
neighbors.
hockey.
Yeah, one of our neighbors had one of those, and you would occasionally news reporter out in the field. You could hit their satellite signal.
Yeah, they'd just be
they're just standing there waiting on their live shot, and they're like fixing their hair, picking their nose,
or the back channel of Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
you could hear Al and them during the breaks.
Yeah,
those were the days. Let's walk back to the 1960s. On Monday, we'll do the 70s. Trash in our next segment. The show today being brought to you in part today by our friends at Odie's, where you can get some live music tonight.
Yeah, live music every Friday and Saturday night. Both locations, the original location right there at Crestline in Mountain Brook, the newer location on Broadway in Edgewood and Homewood. Great food from Rodney Davis at both of those locations. Great place to watch all of this World Cup action starting up. Great game at 2 o'clock today between Norway and France. Stop in all weekend long. Enjoy the food, enjoy the music, enjoy the good times. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie Stavert.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Yeah, we were talking about the 70s in the commercial break, and we all decided that our parents at one point had pictures of, depending on what state you lived in my state would have been Jesus Christ, Elvis Presley, Bear Bryant, and John Wayne.
100%.
That'd have been the Mount Rushmore. There would have been a sketch drawing of Mount Rushmore. Those would have been the 4 people on it.
Listen, and Sisk has seen this. Cooter Brown's in Jacksonville, Alabama. Cooter Brown's Rib Shack. One of the booths has a large oil painting of Kyle Petty. Kyle Petty, not Richard Petty, not the King, Jim. His son, who won, 4 races?
I would imagine Kyle, though, that's where some races he would go play his guitar occasionally at a restaurant over there. I bet it was at Cooter Brown's.
Maybe so.
I remember pulling up next to him. He was driving a minivan in Atlanta, just at a red light. Yeah. Because one of my best friends growing up was a Kyle Petty huge, and I was like, why do you pull for this guy? He doesn't
Kyle
win.
Petty? Yeah.
I remember Robbie Gordon. I think he's still alive. Going back to his hauler.
Big road racer, right?
He was, but he was racing NASCAR this time. I was in Daytona. It was the Friday night before the Saturday race. I was waiting to do late local, and he's on his way back to a hauler on basically a moped, no helmet, 2 blondes.
Robbie Gordon?
Yeah. 2 blondes, scantily clad, and he's driving past Kyle Petty.
Yeah.
And he says, "Kyle, hop on." Kyle laughed and just raised his glass, and Robbie kept going. The thing just cooking.
Yeah, Robbie was getting that hauler as quick as possible.
Robbie Gordon and 2 blondes.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember the other day when we were talking about piercings, and I was like, I wonder if a guy's ever gotten his ears pierced at Claire's. Sisk reached out and said he got his ears pierced at Claire's.
Yeah.
You first of all, you've had your ears pierced?
Yeah, y'all want to see some old photos.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I ever run against you for county commission, that's going to come back.
Yeah.
Silver hoops, did you have like a rat tail too?
Okay. It's already molding. Yeah. Have you been forgiven since wearing those earrings? Or yeah. You had earrings when you and your wife met.
Yeah.
Wow. And she said yes.
That's amazing. That really is amazing.
Yeah.
Claire's.
I am biting my tongue so much here. Yeah. Because I know some of the comments you make. Yeah. Champy's Chicken. That's a great place to eat. We're going to trash right now. Highway 119 in Alabaster, Champy's world famous fried chicken. They bring you the final hour of the show all the time. Sterling's a great guy down there. Earring ever, Sterling or not?
Sterling's
I'll
never.
lean yes.
I'm going to say no.
I would lean yes.
You would think so,
You
Sterling?
say
had
yes?
He's got a little edge to it.
It's just it's
He's
a
a
kitchen
restaurant guy
thing.
too.
A kitchen thing?
Yeah,
Did you ever have one?
I had my nose pierced.
You had a nose piercing.
Yeah,
That's next level.
That is like, I would guarantee that he's had a piercing.
You had the bull ring or the stud?
No, not the septum. I had just like the little hoop on the side of my
Little hoop?
nostril.
Yeah.
The septum's bad.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That has a negative connotation with it too.
Yeah. Well, I bet they hurt. God, I bet.
But
they
we had a
hurt.
producer back at Jock's had his tongue pierced.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it until I saw him at a concert one night.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And he went,
well, he was he was talking to me, and I'm like, holy shit, you got your tongue pierced? Like,
do it, man.
I
bet you guys can guess who it was. He wore a lot of black.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
What person that didn't have their tongue pierced? They wear a lot of
all
black.
black.
I see him every Friday
I
night.
assumed they were
Oh,
very
does he play
colorful
poker?
with the tongue piercing.
No, every Friday night.
And
His
I bet his
son,
hair was bleached
His
blonde.
son is going to be a senior,
Oh,
starting
my
on
God.
the left
Holy
tackle
crap.
at Vestavia. He's got a college future. He's good.
His son does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big Florida commit.
Yeah. I don't know. He hadn't committed yet, but
Oh.
he's a prospect. He's
Wallet-
a big old
Damn,
boy.
I didn't know he had a kid.
Wallet on a chain.
He rips around. He and his wife yells up to the booth every Friday night.
That's funny.
Run away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's up?
Oh, he's a great guy. I just didn't know he had his tongue pierced.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know that either.
Yeah.
I guess you can get that taken out at some point.
And by the way,
I would think.
he was with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Probably his wife now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Does your tongue grow back? I would assume, right? It grows back together?
I'm not a doctor.
So
Really?
One time when I went to the dentist,
Hey,
they numbed me up so much that when I went home to play video games later, I bit a hole through my tongue.
Oh, God, Tyler.
Yeah. It grows back.
Okay, good. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
So I know I owe you $1 million. Will you double or nothing? If I'll double or nothing, or I'll give you 10-1 if you
get
can
your
guess the
tongue
concert.
pierced?
No, if you can guess the concert I saw him at.
Oh, I don't want to risk the $1 million.
No, Lance wouldn't
I
go
like
to
to guess.
Lance
No,
wouldn't go to a corn.
I would go to a corn show.
I was thinking Five Finger
Biscuit.
Death Punch, but Lance wouldn't go to a
No,
Five Finger Death
I would
Punch
not go to
either.
a Five Finger
Where
Death
was
Punch.
the concert?
It was actually at City Stages. So
Oh.
it was a hip hop artist. This was the day that me and Tony Curry did our show poolside from Lanny Vine's house. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, do I remember
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I think there's a portion of
Oh.
this Cumulus Media handbook that came from that show.
Nothing is coming to me. I can't guess.
I'm going to guess. I can't say his name, but the rapper from Gadsden, Yellow Snake.
Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Wolf.
This was before Yellow Wolf's time. This guy does commercials all the time.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Ludacris.
Very good. Very good, Brooks.
Wow.
Ludacris.
Yeah, Lowe's is using a rollout in their campaigns right now. But yeah, we were at the Ludacris show, and that's where I saw him with the tongue piercing.
They're adding some of his lyrics to Sprite cans.
Okay.
Ludacris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a whole new
Well,
series of cans.
Lance has never forgiven him for selling out on that Justin Bieber song.
What's it called? Boyfriend or?
I mean.
Oh, is that the Baby O song?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was after how many
Luda.
Fast and Furious movies?
That was his tipping point, though. Yeah, and he was a dick.
Ludacris?
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's not surprising.
Maybe you just caught him right before the show.
Maybe
He may have been locked in.
That's a good full circle. Right?
Yeah.
Game face Jimmy.
Our trash today brought to you by Bud Light. You ready?
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The weekend is here. Pick up some cold, delicious Bud Light. I saw this video, and I don't know how it continues to happen, but I'll tell you, I don't think anybody's going to want to go on a Carnival cruise anymore because of all the mishaps. But more than a dozen travelers were banned from sailing with Carnival Cruise after fighting at the port in Miami. Now, the altercation took place at the Customs and Border Protection area. According to the company, the June 22nd fight occurred between two families, and police responded. Now, police went on to say, quote, the incident was deemed a mutual combatant incident. We are appreciative of law enforcement's swift response and handling of the matter, Carnival said in an emailed statement. We do not tolerate such behavior, and 16 people have been placed on our do not sail list. Now, a video posted on Instagram right here that you were looking at shows a group of people shoving and throwing punches at one another.
It's all fun and games until somebody loses their weave.
Get that thing snatched.
I mean, you guys have seen some of the onboard footage of like just brawls.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go on a cruise anyway, Lance. But
well, I've told you guys for
well, that one gets it.
And since I've known you both, I've always thought they were floating terrorist targets.
You have said that many times, though it has never happened.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But it looks like a kid is getting punched to start with. I guess it's just a small
entire
person.
families.
Yeah.
I've been on 2 Carnival cruises. Now, it's been, the last one I went on was 2004, so it's been 20 plus years. But it ended up being a disaster.
The guy in the black T-shirt, when it first starts, he's like he's got a baseball player mentality. He's just walking out there to, I've got to go out here to start with, but I'm not going to really throw any hard punches.
Well, the girl in the pajamas is just getting taken by her hair nonstop.
The blonde in the yellow.
The yellow has got the girl in the pajamas pretty good.
Yeah. Then she gets that hair.
Yep, that's no thank you. A Bartow, Florida man is suing Waffle House after he fell in the parking lot while looking at the restaurant's window. Advertisements. Now, the lawsuit...
Why did you go advertisements?
I wanted to go English on you.
Okay.
Now, the lawsuit claims
World Cup.
the Waffle House, that the 84-year-old Edward Bolds went there with his wife. They had an abnormally high curb, according to this, that was poorly maintained, devoid of any paint or markings indicating a change from the parking lot to the curb. And while he was looking at the advertisements mounted in the restaurant windows, they posed a distraction. Now, they said the size of the window, the placement, the orientation clearly meant to attract the attention of customers who were already parked. And that's why they're saying there should have been, well-painted curbs.
Was any of the Waffle House made of aluminum?
Did they say that over there? Aluminium?
Yeah, that's how the British say aluminum.
Well, Tyler's wearing his England shirt today. Say it, Tyler.
Aluminium.
Yeah. It sounded just perfect.
So this looks like the dude that tripped on our curb a couple of weeks ago.
Does it
that I
really?
was talking to you guys about.
Is that a black eye?
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a-
Black eye, broken nose, torn rotator
Buddy,
cuff.
that's a big old shiner.
All from this dang strawberry shortcake waffle.
Doesn't even sound that good.
Yeah, they are seeking judgment against Waffle House for damages caused, interest, and other such relief as the court deems just and proper, according to the lawsuit. He is demanding a trial by jury.
You fell off a curb? Curb? Is that what happened?
He tripped over the curb that wasn't properly marked, like the paint had worn away. So he was staring at, let's just say, the new strawberry shortcake
I'm sorry.
waffle.
If you can't walk without falling in a hole, I can't award you anything.
Yeah. I mean, this is on him.
I mean, it's not like the pothole. They didn't put a pothole cover back on a pothole and fell into a pothole.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. You got to mark coffee hot, watch out. We got to use some common sense.
Yeah, the world doesn't have that, man.
Yeah.
Man's attempt to retrieve his sunglasses from a campsite toilet took a disastrous turn after he fell into the holding tank below and had to undergo a decontamination process.
I don't know how
once
much
he was rescued.
I don't know how much I would have had to pay for the sunglasses to go after them in that toilet.
So how far did the sunglasses go down in that toilet?
Now, according to a Facebook post from the Fresno County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to Camp Edison in Shaver Lake around 2:15 p.m. on Saturday the 20th after receiving reports that someone inside of a restroom was calling for help. Officials said the man had become trapped inside of the holding tank of a vault toilet, which they describe as, quote, a facility with no plumbing, so it essentially operates like a porta potty. I saw these when I was in Yellowstone. They are some of the most disgusting things. It's like a 8-foot drop, and it's nothing but just piles and piles of shit. Like, I don't even know why you would even attempt.
I mean, how much would you have had to pay for the glasses to go after them in a
There's
toilet?
no dollar figure.
Exactly.
They would have had to, if he was still alive, they would have had to have belonged to Pablo Escobar, and he was expecting them back. That's the only way I would have gone down there to get them.
Yeah, I'd have to be hiding from somebody that's trying to kill me.
I love Dunaway's scenario.
My
Pablo
job is
Escobar loaned me sunglasses.
No, I'm transferring from one location to his place in Colombia.
Yeah.
And it's my job to deliver them safely. That's the only way I'm going.
Yeah, I'm buying him some new ones. The only way I'm getting in that toilet is if my life is at stake.
I grew up.
Mr. Escobar needs his sunglasses.
Pablo says, you bring me the drugs? Yes. You bring me the Ray-Bans? Got a bad story about that, Pablo.
These smell.
These are Ray-Bans.
It's a long story.
It was determined the man dropped the sunglasses inside of that toilet into the chemical solution. In an attempt to retrieve them, he fell several feet into the hole and began yelling for help. After spending close to 15 minutes inside of the tank, emergency crews were able to pull him to safety. However, the rescue wasn't quite over due to exposure of the urine, fecal matter, and chemicals. He had to go through the decontamination process. He was then able to walk away otherwise unharmed.
In Sonoma, and I think you were saying this, Lance, at Yellowstone, that basically is a modern-day outhouse.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because that hole is about as wide as the hole was. We didn't have the seat. But if you take the seat off, that hole's about as wide, and you just had to have good balance to not fall in there. But as a kid, because I used an outhouse back in the day, we didn't have indoor plumbing. As a kid,
I don't know how you and Brown made it here.
You had to sort of not lean too far back, or I could fall down into the piles. So I could see how he could get down in there now.
You ever drop anything in there, Jim?
I dropped, like a rubber baseball I'd been throwing up against the house, and I would have set it right here while I was going to the bathroom. When I got up, it would have rolled in or something.
No thought of ever trying to get it.
No, you just ball was going at that point, right?
My thought listening to this story was, I mean, if you hear someone screaming help from the bathroom, I'm probably not going in there.
Yeah.
But if you would have fallen in, James Sr. just would have said, "Get out of there, pussy."
Yeah, he would expect me to stack it up, stack the piles up, blow on it to dry it out, to make steps to get out.
Did y'all burn it and bury it, or did somebody clean
the
it?
outhouse back in the day? You fill the hole up, you dig a new.
Yeah, you fill the hole with a new hole, right? You dig a hole, you put that in the old hole, and move the outhouse.
Same way we won World War I and World War II.
Wow.
LT.
I bet y'all didn't have a lot of wildlife around there, right?
Surprisingly,
would the grass grow pretty well over the old hole?
Brown, they were always. It was never in our yard. It was up the hill in the woods.
Okay.
a bit.
So yeah.
So it was a lot of leaves and underbrush.
What are you doing? It's bad weather. You just hold it in?
No, I mean you've heard of I don't have a pot to piss in. You've heard that old Southern saying. Yeah. You would have pots inside your house that had water in them. You'd literally pee in those, or go outside and just off the back porch or whatever. And on cold wintry nights, I guess you would use that as an emergency, so you wouldn't have to go out there and then clean the pots.
Yeah, I mean you got to do it
pots
somewhere.
To the outhouse.
What about a different kind of emergency?
Yeah, what about number two?
Yeah,
you drop it in the pot, or you'd go to the outhouse.
Oh,
damn! What about if you just had a stomach virus and you're shitting and throwing up at the same time?
It's gonna be bad.
They just put you outside.
Yeah, you sleeping.
They dig a hole for him.
You're sleeping with Blackjack at that point. Our dog under the house.
Speaking of dogs, a woman in Mexico was reunited with her missing dog after spotting the pup celebrating her country's World Cup win in the background of a viral live stream.
That dog ain't celebrating.
Yeah.
Now, Alejandra Garcia had been searching for her 6-year-old dog, Gorda, for nearly a month after she disappeared from her neighborhood. Now, the unexpected reunion happened after Mexico's third victory of the 2026 World Cup on June 24th, when thousands of fans took to the streets to celebrate. One of the live streams covering the festivities ended up capturing Gorda being carried through the crowd by a fan. According to local reports, Garcia's brother noticed Gorda during a live broadcast shared by a Facebook page, immediately alerted her. The dog could be seen in the arms, as you see here, of the supporter, while the cameraman joked, quote, "Even the dog is celebrating." Now, Garcia rushed to the area with a family member, hoping the live stream location would lead them to her pet. Despite the packed streets, they were able to find Gorda and bring her safely home. That's pretty amazing.
I guarantee you that Forsher can find the video, but the dog is celebrating like Nick Saban did at the SEC championship. The dog is same arm movements of just doing that right there. Yep.
I was like, when is this ride over?
Another thing that's funny, the dog's name is Gorda.
Uh-huh.
That means fat.
That dog ain't fat.
A fat
Maybe
female.
Used to be.
Too,
Could be PHAT.
Look at the old timer in the white jersey.
Look
at the old timer in the white jersey behind him, though.
I saw people doing the best kits from the World Cup, and like everybody votes Mexico's the best. I really don't like them.
No, I mean, Argentina's better than Mexico.
Mexico's is good, though.
I really like the green Mexico kits.
You do?
Yeah, me too. And
it's too much Miami Dolphin.
Hey, now.
I mean, no offense.
Yeah.
Maybe
I cried
the Miami
last night.
Dolphin is too much Mexico.
Yeah.
I cried last night. It probably wasn't real. But I sent it to Maggie. There was a little boy, looked like he was about 10, and his dad, they're Mexican soccer fans. I don't know if they're in the U.S. or Mexico. But on his TikTok, he starts, or on the video I saw, he starts recording himself. And I'm surprising my dad with his Father's Day gift. And my dad's always wanted a real Mexico soccer jersey.
Oh, come on.
And the kid walks in, the dad's at the table. You can tell he's put in a hard 8 to 10 hours. And he says, close your eyes. And he says, why are you videoing me? He goes, close your eyes. I want to give you a Father's Day gift. Guy closes his eyes, puts it down. He opens it up. And the guy's like, I've always wanted one of these. And is this a real one? The kid's like, yeah. And he's like, where'd you get $100? And he's like, I've been saving my allowance for a year to give you this.
Wow.
Now, what if the kid would have been, well, I mean, it's not a real, but I mean, it's still the jersey. Damn, what a pompous question to ask. Is it real? Go fuck yourself.
You should have worked at Hallmark.
I mean, that's what. I mean, the poor kid worked a year to save up.
It was. I bet it was
like,
a little more heartfelt.
I think it was like it was real, and like he was shocked that it was a real jersey.
Right, it's real. Like he probably said, "It's real."
It's real. Like it's. I can't believe this.
Was it in Spanish?
Jersey. No, it was in English.
Okay, that would be my first clue that it wasn't. You know.
Oh, it could have been AI.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did you say James Senior 101 too?
What? Mexico soccer jersey?
Okay, I didn't think so.
What the heck?
I was about to say that.
James Senior.
That doesn't track.
Chicharito fan.
It was hard for my dad to admit that Texas was part of the United States.
I was about to say.
Jim wouldn't be wearing the same hat he's got on right now.
Yeah. Dad didn't recognize Hawaii, Alaska, and not Texas sometimes, unless we really needed them. Oh, there was one more that made me cry yesterday, too, because we have a Dotson. Angus is a Dotson. And again, this may be fake news because it's on the internet, but I have a limit. I can only send Maggie 2 sad stories a day.
Right.
So I sent her the Mexico soccer one. And she doesn't cry. She's German. She doesn't cry at all. Like, I'll walk down. I'm like, so what do you think about those videos? And she's like, I was like, the kid giving the Father's Day Mexico jersey saved his allowance for a year because he's a great dad?
I showed no emotion.
And she, no emotions.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what about the other one? She goes, I didn't look at the other one. I said, you said I get 2 videos a day to send you that you'll look at. Look at the other one. And we've got our Dotson. And this mailman shows up at this house every day.
No, that's fake.
And he throws the tennis ball with a little Dotson in the backyard.
And he ran it over by accident.
No, every day. And it got so trained that the Dotson would wait, and when the mailman would open the back gate, he'd run out with his tennis ball and drop it at the feet, and they'd play, catch for a minute or two before he'd move on. And one day the guy shows up, and the dog doesn't come running out, and the owner walks out with the tennis ball.
No.
And said, hey, he passed away over the weekend.
What, does he throw it and let the owner chase it?
Very comfortable old age. And it shows more video from the Ring doorbell of the mailman getting emotional. And the guy's like actually saying, he didn't do this with other mail people. When you were off, he would never run out with his ball. He only did this with you. And I'm tearing up. It's a dog, Jim. I'm tearing up. And the guy said, I want you to have this ball. And the mailman breaks down crying.
That's so against character because mailmans and dogs.
I know. That's
what made this story so ironic.
Yeah.
If ironic, I mean, if I'm using it like Alanis Morissette.
Yes, isn't it?
Now, are you sure it wasn't AI?
I'm not sure. No, but it
that's a long AI video, though, for the way you described it.
Yeah.
Most of the AI stuff starts to fall apart the longer it goes.
It was really, really touchy.
Yeah.
I want you to have the ball.
It'd been awesome if the mailman said, can you send it to me? Just mail it to me. Here's my address.
Yeah. All right. That's trash today. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. With our friends at Bud Light, next Wednesday we'll be out at Walk-Ons for our annual Folds of Honor show. You see the QR code right there. You can take a moment today, tomorrow, anytime this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to scan that QR code and make a donation to Folds of Honor Alabama. That money stays 100% here in Alabama, and it helps out service people, first responders from here in the state of Alabama. It doesn't go anywhere else. It stays right here in Alabama. Sadly, we have to use some Fold of Honor money from the national organization because we've come up short a couple of times in the past. So let's don't ever let that happen again. Support Folds of Honor Alabama today. Donate as small as you want to. In fact, if you can't make it to Walk-Ons, you can look down there and say, if I was there, I would have 3 16-ounce Budweisers or Bud Lights. So donate $9. Throw a tip in there, make it an even 10, and make a donation. No donation is too small. Folds of Honor Alabama. And on Wednesday, we'll be at Walk-Ons, Highway 280, Tattersall Park with our friends at Budweiser and Bud Light, Adams Beverage, for Folds of Honor 4 to 6. Come by and have a Budweiser or a Bud Light and help out Folds of Honor and make a donation anywhere, anytime with that QR code, Folds of Honor. All right, LT is off next week.
You guys have fun.
Over the Bermuda Triangle, so we never know if we'll see him again.
I hope I'll be back. But
are you open for phone calls? We can call you.
Any
pertinent business or anything?
Yeah.
No,
well, we just want you to know you made it safely, first of all.
I have zero plans.
Okay.
Just going to be just
laying
laying poolside, beachside. That's it.
Okay. Not going by yourself, though.
No, it's Jack's senior trip.
So is it really?
Yeah, it's a trip for Jack, and they're excited because where we're going, 18 can get you whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Jack's got that beach bod going. Is he still lifting weights?
He is. He's got a little thick though. He needs to. He's swimming right now. So
like gym thick or?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's so muscular, man.
It's just he likes cold beer. He likes his Bud Light.
Why not? Why not? So heading for his senior trip.
Yep, and we're taking his best friend Ryan with us, and it's just 4 of us going, and it should be a lot of fun.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
That's a good time. We'll have a safe trip, and we're all back with you on Monday. Everybody else but Lance. And again, next Wednesday at Walk-Ons. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.